Oh, we're
So
fucking
today,
live!
today's a fucking go live day. If you guys couldn't read the stream, we've got monumentally earth shattering news. It was about I literally just woke up. Um, I had been watching Has Been Hotel. If anyone hasn't checked that out, that is
Never heard of it.
coincidentally another Amazon hit show. So Amazon is just on a roll because they are doing it, PB. They're fucking doing it. We've waited. We've gotten gray hair, but folks, it's happening. You guys,
Okay, like, all hope was lost when Universe got canceled, and I was like, okay. And then they made that frickin' Stargate Origin show, which is not the Stargate that anybody wanted. And
or needed.
then Amazon bought MGM, and everyone's like, "Well, we got Stargate sitting right there. Like they got the IP, they're ready to get all that. Just make a show." And I don't know if any of the sets still exist in Canada anywhere or anything like that. I don't really care because the fucking Stargate is back.
So today, if you guys didn't know, me and PB are huge Stargate fans. We've watched every iteration except for, I'll admit, I missed Origins because I
I
heard it
didn't
was
watch
fucking
it.
terrible.
Yep,
So I didn't watch Origins at all, but I've watched Universe, I've watched Atlantis,
more than
SG1,
once.
the original movies several times with Kurt Russell.
I mean, I
Um,
don't. I probably watched the made-for-TV movies more than I watched the original one. I feel like I only watched the original one like 3 or 4 times.
I feel like Stargate is one of those rare uh, instances where, to me, the TV movie and what they did in the show is more iconic than the actual movie itself. So, if you guys don't know the history of Stargate, the movie did not do well at all. It was a
No,
big budget blockbuster, did fucking terrible, but
it wa-
somehow,
it did Waterworld style numbers.
oh, it was bad. Now, I was a huge fan of it, which led me to Stargate. And actually, my story with Stargate was I had a best friend of mine in New York. I used to call him a fucking nerd because he'd be like, "You got to watch this show. There's this great show. It's called Stargate SG1." And I was like, science fiction, man. I don't like that shit. I don't watch that fucking nerd stuff with calculations and shit because I think I saw a episode of Stargate. I was like, oh no, this is nerd shit. No one watches it. And my friend was like, here, take my. It was the box set DVD. He gave me the whole fucking the whole box set, and yeah, from there, I loved the show. Cotton Ministry says, I liked the movie, didn't like the show. See, I like, I like,
Whoa, that's wild to me, Cotton.
but
Okay, now, like, my question is, what is it that you like about the movie? Because if you like the seriousness of Kurt Russell as Jack O'Neill, then yeah, I can see why you wouldn't like the show. Because yeah, he's a serious man, but I would say a lot of the time, which doesn't happen in a lot of shows, the comic relief is coming from the main character.
and I'll be honest with you, to me, um, yeah, when I first started, I didn't want to watch the show either. Much like Cotton, actually. I thought it was nerd shit. But you remember the old DVD sets, the old box sets?
You
My
mean the
friend gave
ones
me,
that you got me?
yeah,
Okay.
he and just so you know, it's been hard to track those down. Not saying what your other Christmas and birthday gifts are, but
Uh huh.
anyways, he tracked them all down for me. We all sat and we watched, and I watched the first whole season. I was like, all right, that was kind of cool. I go, I guess I'll see this season two. And then before you know it, I went through every fucking season.
I feel my story is very, very much different. That I don't know what it started. It started on HBO.
Yep.
Well, I definitely wasn't watching it on HBO in the late '90s because I was just a kid living in the sticks. We didn't freaking have HBO. Like that was not a thing. Like just having the satellite TV in itself was like, oh, this is amazing.
Oh yeah,
We were having HBO. So then
we had a cable box.
exactly. What is on? It's on. Or no, it was a Showtime show, not HBO. Showtime.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. It
Sorry,
was
I
Showtime because
misspoke.
I had HBO, but back then, if y'all kids don't know, okay, Showtime, Cinemax, and all that, those were premium channels and those cost extra. And my mom she let me get HBO because of The Sopranos, but
So
they were going anything else. And so I watched Sopranos, Sex and the City, 6 Feet Under. That's how I watched all those shows.
right, but those are
It wasn't
substantially
like
after original
today.
Stargate. I don't remember what year The Sopranos started, but it was substantially after 1997. Anyways, then the show in season 6 moved to Sci-Fi Channel when they still spelt it with two I's instead of two Y's.
Yep.
And what they were in season 8 when Atlantis started,
About
or they
season
were,
8.
or yeah, they were
Because
in season 8 because
no, it
nine
was
and nine and
transition
10,
between
9 and
7 and
10.
8 because I remember it was because Atlantis was the jump off, and I think it was between 7 and 8 because something in Atlantis helped them in the next season.
Oh yeah, but the whole thing that sets it up is the
It was
two-part
the,
Lost City episode.
the puddle jumpers or whatever.
No, it was the Lost City episode. You're thinking of when they did the time travel with the puddle jumper to get the ZPM.
Okay, yeah.
There's a lot
It's
of shows. There's a lot of shows. Anyways,
there's
so
like 10
I
seasons.
didn't watch. I never watched a single episode of SG1 when it ran live because when I would see it in the guide and you'd see, a commercial for it here and there, it seemed like very much a outer space sci-fi style show. Like I had no idea what the setup was for the show at the time. And then one of my good friends was watching Stargate Atlantis, and I started watching Atlantis at the beginning of season 4. No, it was the end of season 4 because I seen that Amanda Tapping was on it, and I was like, oh, I thought she was in the other show. And then when I think I started on the last episode, and then when season 5 starts, Woolsey takes over her job, and I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. And then I watched the entire season 5 of Atlantis. And as I was watching season 5 of Atlantis, I was like, oh, I need just a little more context for this. And he's like, oh, well, you got 14 seasons to watch then. I was like, holy shit. Turned it on, couldn't stop fucking watching. I couldn't
Yeah,
tell you
that was
because this was back in the day when Hulu was still free. Hulu doesn't even fucking exist anymore because Disney owned it. But Hulu was amazing back in the day, and Stargate was the only show I was watching every freaking night.
I think that
Come
was like
home,
one of the
have
highlights.
dinner, hang out, and then when I was going to bed, it's throw on freaking Stargate, and you could watch an entire episode sometimes without a single commercial break on original Hulu, and then it would give you a commercial in between the episodes. It was freaking
Yeah, and
amazing.
you had
And I
to
watched. I
to
mean,
time it. You
yep,
could like
and
time it to certain times where these kids don't. You guys don't even know. I was laughing
it
the other day
was
because
it's spectacular. It's my favorite. It's hard to pick a favorite show between at least the two of them because I think we can both agree that SG1 and Atlantis are not necessarily a better production, but a more engaging television show
now
than
see, I'm
Universe
not gonna
was.
go favorite show because uh,
It's
gun to
tough.
my head, favorite show would be The Sopranos of all time.
No, I just
Either
meant between the three Stargate
Sopranos,
shows. I just meant between the three
Breaking Bad.
Stargate
But
shows.
if I had to pick in the sci-fi genre, I'm just gonna say science fiction show. And I know this is probably blasphemous because you got Star Trek and all of them, and knowledge are good. I like Generation just like the next person, Jean-Luc Picard. But honestly, gun to my head, favorite sci-fi show of all time would be Stargate, and then I would be going into which then you're breaking down into which one. But I would say in general, I haven't seen a bad Stargate. I never saw Origin, so I'm not counting that. As
Agreed.
far as as far as the original run, I haven't seen a bad episode. So that all segues for me to say we're gonna just take a peek maybe not watch the whole thing, but get in. I got the opening minutes, and I believe this is what the show creators, or this is just.
It
Let me.
depends. I don't believe. I don't believe that.
You showed this to me in the morning, and I was like half asleep. I hopped out of bed. Bitchy probably thinks I'm nuts right now.
I was have to go back because I don't believe that Brad Wright and Joseph Malozzi were original writers when the show started. Because I can't picture the other name in my mind, but I can picture the name Jonathan Glassner or Glasser.
Glasser sounds familiar.
Right, like he was the original writer when SG1 started, but I want to say Joe and Brad were added before Atlantis because they were the writers on Atlantis the entire time.
And I just want to say, I will take writers. Like, it's always a good sign in your show when you have beloved writers. That's the key. And for me, even if it's the writers from Atlantis, even if it's the writers from Universe, like the first 3 runs, if you said we're getting those writers, that's already a good sign because it shows me, unlike other shows that get the reboot treatment right, they're going to go with people. Now, it went bad for Doctor Who. We're not going to talk about that. Like when the original writer returned, we were like all cheering, and then I think he did more damage than Chibnall did. But it gives me hope when you get like OG writers, because these are people who know the characters, they know the stories. And I just heard a little snippet before I got excited and decided we were going to stream this. I don't even got like any tags or anything up. I just went live. So, yeah, I'll full screen this. Let's check some of this out and just critique as we go. The normal jazz. Go check out its Gate World. Later on, I'll put
to be fair, I don't know if they use that like collaboration tool or whatever. But the exact same video that's on Gate World is also on Dial the Gate, which is another channel that's obviously focused on StarGate stuff. And right now, or at least, I don't know, I'm a little behind. Both guys are doing that dual stream thing where it shows up on each channel right now.
Okay.
As you can see by the chat scrolling next to it.
So let's go. Let's do this. I know it's cool because I know there's people as excited as we are about this, which is great to see.
There might be people that are more excited than us. I don't comport myself to be the biggest fan ever.
But I mean,
do we have volume? I don't hear anything. Oh, you got to jump forward a little bit.
Oh, okay.
He does this for, I don't know, like a minute or two.
Archive on YouTube.
This is so exciting. This has been a very hard secret to keep for the last 18 months.
There we go.
But we can announce today that a brand new StarGate series is coming to Prime Video.
Fuck yes, this is how I started my day.
Brad, this shouldn't be news to you.
Oh, right, it isn't, but it is great news.
Still just hearing it is
seeing the excitement in the writers.
It's so rare for the original creators to get to work on the new version of a show. It's just incredible that,
Oh, sorry, gotta say my excitement right here. Here is the key, folks. This is what we're talking about with reboots and remakes and stuff. We got the original creators coming back.
Now, to be fair, where you've paused it is not one of the original creators.
No, this is just someone.
This is Martin Giroux, and I only know that because I heard him say the name. Like I didn't know him ahead of time before this stream or anything, but I don't know everything that he's created, but they said that he was the primary writer for the show Blind Spot on NBC,
which is a very good show.
Blind Spot was great. Oh man,
I love Blind Spot.
That was one of those I gotta watch it when it comes out type of things.
Black Pilled.
What's up, Black Pilled? Timon,
what's up?
Or would you rather be called Meteor Advocate?
Yes, whichever one. Welcome. We are sharing our excitement because StarGate is returning, so you'll hear us and see this stream on.
It's on MGM Studios and Prime Video have come together and gone in a totally new direction.
Man,
they have respected what we have all created. And when I say we all, I don't just mean like Brad, Joe. I mean like all of the cast and crew, all of the writers, and to a large extent, the fandom have created, and we're honoring that in this new version. So for us, we wanted to come here and make the announcement today with you guys because it was our way of just saying, like, thank you for keeping the lights on.
I'm kind of just blown away that I'm in this room with these.
Pause it. So, this popped up as a YouTube notification. I was like, it's tricky. Clicked on it, blow my freaking mind. So as I'm watching this from an hour and 15 minutes ago, I was like, okay, let's go to the Google and we'll search on the news and the Stargate. And there's only 3 articles, I believe, and they had all dropped in the last 5 minutes from the time that I searched. And I was like, wow, they really held on to the secret and revealed it everywhere all at once. You can put your article out, you can write it ahead of time, like we told you last week or the week before or last month, it doesn't matter. But you cannot release your article until noon Eastern on what the hell's today, the 19th of November. What a random day. I love it. My birthday was 3 fucking days ago. It's an amazing birthday gift.
And just by the way, I know what
do you mean, Amazon? What does that mean? You don't like The Boys?
Well, no. Well, Amazon did have Lord of the Rings, which is an epic failure.
I didn't watch that.
But remember, with those shows, they had new writers.
Yes.
Even if you go with The Boys and things like that, that's on the writing and showrunners. Amazon is still a network or a streamer, much like a Netflix or something. They leave for the most part to the creative teams. They don't interfere.
Yeah, they go, here's a pile of cash, make it happen.
Yeah. The thing you got to understand about Amazon is, and the problem that they've had with their shows or movies, they let the creatives do it. Now, if they're going to give a bunch of money to the original team, if there's a screw up now, it's not on the company. It's on the people creating it.
I don't believe that, let's call it Amazon Studios, because I'm not sure what the name is for their
production company.
Right. I have no idea. It doesn't matter. But they do not run their productions the same way that Warner Brothers runs their productions.
Yes. We're not talking about a big studio where there's going to be a bunch of interference, because I understand what you're saying. I'd be worried if this was we're making a movie, because then you got the production company, you got
like a straight to Amazon movie.
Yes.
Play. Just hit play.
We'll play. Pop up. Right is there.
Extraordinary people, along with Darren here, and I've got to ask, why us? You could have asked anybody to be a part of this group.
Well, you guys have been keeping it going. You were such a huge part of the show. It's pre-social media, So Gate World was the place where people would convene where they wanted to talk about the show. Much of the fan community grew out of Gate World. And in the 14 years that the show has been off the air, it's not just you guys, but an incredible fandom of podcasters and cosplayers and convention goers that have kept the demand for Stargate alive. The endless rewatches, that has helped. It has helped beyond. I can't even explain to you how much that has helped.
When I first joined the franchise, SG1's 4th season, one of the first things I did was get on social media, and I started to interact with the fans. And little did I realize that I would be interacting with them for 25 years. And I can tell you that in that 25-year span, their enthusiasm for Stargate has never waned. I mean,
well, yes, he is.
Hardly a day ever went by when they, someone would ask me, when is new Stargate coming out? When are we going to get a new Stargate? And just the opportunity to finally tell them Stargate is coming is incredible.
Well, I got to say thanks to you, Joe. You've been, as much as we've been doing over the last 14, 15 years, you've also been a tireless advocate, supporting fans and keeping some hope alive. And it's not just for us, fans who grew up on the original shows. Maybe some of us watched it.
So the streamers are the guy in the top middle and the guy in the lower right. The guy in the upper left is Martin Giroux, who made Blind Spot, who I don't know if he's supposed to be the primary writer, and he decided to go out and have Brad and Joe come back. But Brad Wright is the one in the glasses in the upper right, and Joseph Malozzi is in the lower left. So yes, if you checked out right at the end of Stargate, the people who are making the show are just going to continue making the show.
Yeah. We said the same thing, man. And I've said it too when they've announced those things for Stargate. If you're gonna bring it back, yeah, I felt the same way. Don't mess with my heart, man. Bring back the original creators, the people who have been working on the show, and they know what the show's about and things like that. So yeah, they're doing the right thing. I mean, and the dude from Blind Spot, I imagine what, PB, this will be like a collaboration because
I don't know if like the way that they're presented to us, it seems like they're all equally in charge. Like one guy's going to write this episode, do the story detail. One guy's going to write this episode, but they're all going to talk to each other to make sure that the overarching story, which Stargate has in every series, is tight.
Which is great too. And I think what's going to help it, I don't know, this might be a hot take, being that it'll be on Amazon, they're probably not going to do what they did before, which is the 22 episode structure. I hate that format. I would prefer 13 episodes personally, or somewhere in that realm. I don't like 8 episodes either because I feel like that it's too short. Like maybe 10, 13 episodes, like a HBO structure for the type of show. That way you have enough episodes, but you don't go into that realm where they got filler and they're just throwing in an episode because you have to do 22 episodes. Plus, you burn out your writing team.
Oh, God! Are they going to turn this into a streaming show and we're only going to get like 8 episodes?
Dude, I would hate to get 8 episodes. That would be my only thing, because, especially for sci-fi shows, that to me, like, it'd be. And Amazon gives them about an hour, so you'd be talking about 8 hours of television.
Like, I can go back, and I've done it before with talking with people and talking with myself. When you watch every single episode of Stargate, and you sit there and you go, this one is filler, there is something in the episode. It might not be the contained story that's supposed to overlap, but there's something that happens in the episode. Could be the sea story. I don't know. It could be it could be a malfunction that happens. Like, there's something in every episode that is going to be touched on again, or adds to the overall story instead of the self-contained story that they're telling in one episode. But holy shit, man, now I'm a little scared that we're only going to get like 8-10 episodes because it's a streaming show.
I mean, I'd be fine with, like, do it like 10, 12 maybe. A nice, put it at least in the 2 digits, and I'll be fine.
Dude, she weighs way more than 40 pounds. She's freaking Lady Sif. Are you kidding me? What is this? You read this comment? Let me put her on the screen. The Meteor Advocate says, yeah, Blind Spot didn't get me. It was John Doe plus Prison Break plus powerful 40-pound woman sending 300-pound dudes into Dreamland with one punch. So do you not believe that have you seen Kill Bill? They're not all like 300-pound guys. I mean, I'm not saying that she's a giant woman, but she's not like, she's bigger than Ruby Rose, and Ruby Rose played Batwoman.
Oh God!
And gave us the best individual scene in Batwoman ever.
So this is what you jumped out of bed for, little boy.
Oh, you damn right! That's a great early Christmas present.
Early Christmas came early. Yes.
Okay, so
with our parents or with our.
What were you gonna say?
I just said hit play.
Okay.
Kids, but now in those 14 years, there's a whole new crop of fans who have discovered the show on streaming or other places.
In 14,
we have a million questions. So let me ask, though, the one question that I think so many fans are asking and have been kind of worried about as Stargate has moved from one shelf to the other over the years. Is this going to be a reboot?
It is not a reboot. It is not a reboot.
It's not
it is
a
brand new chapter. It's its own unique chapter in the Stargate universe. So for us, it's incredibly important that obviously everyone watching this Zoom, everyone that's like getting excited about this announcement will love the show. But you know, the amazing thing about Prime Video is like it airs everywhere, all around the world. And so for us, it's really important to not only have it so that the fans feel like this is my Stargate, this is the Stargate I've been waiting 14 years for, but that a brand new audience can come in without having to have watched 350 episodes of an amazing show, that they can start with episode 1 of the new Stargate show. And then if they love it, then they can go back and watch everything else.
It's just extraordinary that
that's what
finally
I did when I started
a show
Stargate.
That's been designed for a global audience will be able to be seen simultaneously by a global audience. And
I just want to say, okay, this is a very important thing, and I want to stress this. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with a continuation, but I do think there is something to be said of, especially if you've had people who've gone back and stuff like that. It's good to highlight some things or maybe do some flashbacks if it pertains to something. Because remember, there's 350 episodes, and no one's crazy like
I don't
us.
know if they're gonna like show stuff, like use a clip as a flashback. But if you think that they're gonna totally abandon everything, I mean, I'm just, once we're done with the video, there's lots of speculation that we're going to have. But I don't know if I don't know if I 100% agree with him when he said that the show is made for a global audience. It's like, is it made for a global audience? Because there's not a lot of even at the end, when they have the IOA, the International Oversight Administration, like once they have that, like, yeah, it like intermingles other countries a little bit, but you still only get like one person here or there. Like, what's her face? Ming-Na Wen. She's the only Asian person in universe. Like, she's the Chinese representative for the IOA, and now she's on the Destiny. Like, I get that. I don't know if it's made for the global audience because, like, Stargate Command is at Cheyenne Mountain, and it's ran by the frickin' Marines.
Yeah.
Or the Navy, or who's doing it? No, it's the Air Force. God, now I feel stupid. I'm a terrible Stargate fan. I couldn't remember it's the Air Force.
You have no idea how excited that makes so many of us out here who didn't get to share it all at the same time when it aired. So the next question I want to know is, are we going to see any familiar faces?
Listen, for another time, most of the world is finding out at the same time as all of these fans. So just give us a beat, but more to come.
Yeah, he's at
the other thing that I'm really excited about with this new show is that we're going to be able to do things that we could not do in 1997 and even beyond that. We're going to be able to do almost anything in terms of visual effects and everything our imagination can come up with now. I won't be the guy in the office saying no to, because we can do stuff now.
I've said on stage at GateCon that Stargate.
That's a good point. Now would it fall into Special Forces? I would almost say if they're going to keep with the old storylines or whatever. I would say because I was in special operations. I was a hospital corpsman. If you guys don't know, I was in the military. If they have a project like this, I would say it would fall under the preview of Special Forces, and Special Forces would be a conglomerate of...
It doesn't say special, it says space.
Oh, Space Forces. Oh, I thought that was special. Man, I'm still waiting.
I know you did, but like every branch has Special Forces.
Yeah, I would say...
Force. Will it fall under Space Force? That is a damn good question. And I would say that if they transition it to Space Force, like making Cheyenne Mountain Complex instead of an Air Force base, a Space Force base, you can kind of scrub out a bunch of characters and not like be wondering, well, are they working over here? Are they working over there? Like, what's going on with them? Where did they go? It's like, well, they're in the Air Force, so they got reassigned to a different base because this is a Space Force base now. I could see them doing that. Like, I don't think that that's a bad idea.
It matters to us. It's not just a show. This is a franchise. This is a world that has brought people together. It's helped people connect with their family.
Yes.
And it's helped us to make new friendships, including with you guys. So the fact that we get more of it is just a joy.
So, of course, we're making the show for the fans, of course, but we're also making it for people that have never watched Stargate and potentially don't have a sci-fi franchise they even like. I think what's amazing about the Stargate construction is that it takes place today. It takes place on Earth, the Earth that you recognize.
Right now.
This gateway to the stars allows us to tell these amazing stories with epic scope, incredible sense of humor, and again, like a sense of presence in the real world. I think, my wife is not a huge sci-fi fan, and a lot of that is because she's like, what's this got to do with me? And I think what's great about that is Stargate tears down those barriers. This is a show for everyone.
Every story
everywhere.
was relevant.
But I will say this, 90s. A lot of speculation about what people want the show to be and what they don't want the show to be. I strongly feel that they will watch this show and say, this is Stargate.
We could talk for hours. And I just wanted to be a first taste with you guys to share the excitement. We're back. It's happening. It's going to be incredible. And also, we'll be in touch. This is not the last you're going to hear from us. We're not going to go away. We're literally still getting all of our socials together. But, we'll be talking semi-regularly.
This has been a group of people who has always been there for the fans and not cut them out of the process. And I'm just so thankful that we don't have to wait another 14 years. You guys take as long as you need. We will be there.
Thank you for bringing this straight to the fans. Thank you for the Stargate that you've made in the past. And I think I can speak for fandom. Thank you for Stargate in the future as well.
Yeah, thank you guys.
We'll talk soon.
Okay, so that.
I think they just transitioned to their live stream, which is still going on.
Okay, anything in the live stream that we need to?
I have no idea. It's just the two guys doing the same thing that we're doing right now.
Okay, so I got it right there. So that's just the announcement. I guess they're doing what we're doing, speculations or whatever else. But yes, Black Pill has had some great questions and things like that, and that's going to be the biggest thing, especially for fans. First off, I want to say it is great. It's been years since I've had a show to speculate on. We used to have this with Game of Thrones, and then we don't mention Game of Thrones, but. If you guys don't know, actually, our first streams were bonding out of how terrible that final season was. Thankfully, we have House of Dragons, but and hope to God that ship lands. Let's just kick back some theories. So we had some great ideas. We have a lot of questions, and the one with the Space Force was pretty good. SG Command. Of course,
that was my first question. Was what base are we using for the show? Because SG-1, the base is Stargate Command. Atlantis, the base is Atlantis, and Universe, the base is Destiny.
The other interesting thing too that I kind of wanted to speculate on first is how much of the different, because we've had 3, I'm only counting 3 because we were doing Origins, and technically I think Origins was
we'll just stick to the 3 shows.
The 3 shows, we have 3 shows, big cast, in my opinion, all great actors, especially loved Universe. I thought Universe
in every show, I love Universe too. In every show, the cast seems like it got a little bigger. You still have the 4 team members in Atlantis, like you have in SG-1. I mean, SG-1, they technically got 5 at the end because they had Vala for the last 2 seasons.
Yes.
But outside of that, there isn't a set team in my mind from Universe. Because Colonel Young wasn't the one going out doing the missions.
Famous actor, what was his name? He was the big star of the show at that time. He was in. I remember he was in 28 Weeks Later and different shows. I forget his name.
What character does he play? I don't remember.
He's the main. He was the main dude. He was the scientist dude or whatever. I forgot his name.
David Blue.
That might be it.
The guy who plays. Oh God, Eli.
I believe so, yeah.
He's the fat guy on the ship, too?
Yes.
He's got the hots for the senator's daughter who gets turned part alien?
Immediately, yes. That was yep.
And you know who the senator is, right? You remember who the senator was? Shooter McGavin.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Shooter. They could still get him too. He's
dead.
He was in Happy Gilmore too.
He died.
Addressing Atlantis ending should be 100.
Yes. Okay, that was the next thing. I was like, okay, there's two things. I don't need them to have like an episode or episodes or a story or whatever. I just need to know what is happening right now. Because the last time we seen Atlantis, it was sitting outside frickin' San Francisco, right?
Yep.
So what is it still there? Did they find another ZPM? Did they fly it away? Because like the Asgard could not make ZPMs, could they? Not that I'm aware of.
Not that I knew of.
Right. So they weren't at that level of being able to make ZPMs.
There we go. His name was Robert
Nick, you're talking about Dr. Rush.
Yes, Dr. Rush. He was my favorite character. The mad scientist, yes.
Well, yeah, because he was the guy who was the bad guy, but is actually a good guy because he's trying to do the job properly. He's like
he was the guy who did stuff that nobody wanted to. He always plays really good. So I would like to see.
He was like the upgraded version of Kavanaugh from Atlantis.
That's actually
nobody likes as a character. Nobody likes Kavanaugh. No, none of the fans, none of the other characters in the show like fucking Kavanaugh.
And he had the best episodes too.
Oh, I do. I'm a big fan of. Oh, what's the name of the one where they think that he's the mole and there's a bomb on board?
Oh yeah, and everybody blamed him.
then Aquaman goes into the room. He's like, I'll get the info out of him. He's like, I didn't even touch him. He fainted.
Yeah, we also forget too. Momoa was in there for a while.
He was in there for. I mean, he showed up in season 2 at some point. I don't remember exactly when.
That is crazy to think. Like the stars that have actually been on this show, I don't think people realize were in StarGate way before they were big names.
I mean, it would be interesting if.
And on Amazon, you get Momoa back for an episode. I mean, hell, they got.
If they do intertwine into the other shows, like, could we have an opportunity to have somebody from Universe who's still on the ship? They've been on the ship for 14 years. Use the stones and come over to, I don't know. The last I heard people talking about it, they're like they want a show called Stargate Command.
I mean, dude, I would imagine. Okay, if they said they're picking up the story, they were very vague on which story, and these are all good.
Well, they said that, I don't know if they said they were picking up the story per se. The way that I understand it is that being a what do I want to say, continuation, that anything that happened previously still stands in this timeline.
It's still part of the lore. Everything's still canon in every show. So wherever the end point is, that's still canon in the universe, unlike other franchises that we love where they start up a new show and you gotta forget, like, and it's 350 episodes. Like, that's a lot.
Okay, and so the people at the end, right? So Colonel Carter was on the USS General Hammond. Are we going to see that again?
I mean, and like you said, and like we're talking about, everything is still in canon. They're not rebooting it. So,
but then you got everybody else. You got Colonel Shepard. You got Major Lorne, Major Davis. I mean, all kinds of people that were lower ranks that now potentially you can essentially, like, whoever wants to do it, you could call them up and be like, hey, do you want to play General whatever your last name is and be in charge of Stargate Command?
Get General O'Neill back.
No.
Teal'c.
I mean, Teal'c could come back, and I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's possible that O'Neill is still doing it, but I feel like the higher likelihood is that he's fully retired now. I mean, how old is Richard Dean Anderson?
Dude, Richard D. Anderson ages like wine.
Because I didn't think that he was gonna. I didn't think he was gonna come back for Universe, and he was there at the beginning to start the show.
That's what I'm saying. You could
get. He was there. He was in. Was it a 2-part episode, or was he just in one of it for season 2?
Like one.
I mean, he did the same thing with Atlantis. He was there right at the beginning. Obviously, he's in the freaking pilot, and then he goes back when the replicators take over. Like him and Woolsey are working together. Come on now.
I mean, that's a great thing. You don't even have to get people. Especially, I'm gathering they're going to want to get a new crew. So let's keep our expectations low. Let's just go with the bare minimum.
Yeah. Okay. So the team is going to be totally new.
I'm going to call the team essentially because he said this is going to be an on-ramp for new people. And obviously, if you're going to get new people in the show, it means you have to create a new cast of characters that they can follow. And I imagine they'll sprinkle in people for the fans because I believe them. I mean, the creators have always seemed, since the show has been running, pretty down-to-earth, cool people. And they know that.
I'll tell you this. One person that I'm okay with them recasting and putting on the show in any aspect is Christopher Heyerdahl, the guy who played Todd.
Yep.
Because he played Halling, the Athosian, before they put all the makeup on him, which, God, who knows how long that would freaking take. They probably do CGI if they do anything like Wraith style, where you're totally transforming somebody to look like an alien. But then he's also in the episode of SG-1 in, season 6 or 7 when they do the link, where they got that little thing hooked up to their head and he's checking power, and then his wife walks through the little barrier that's keeping out the toxic atmosphere. And yes, that's partly why I was looking on Twitter before, is because Jonas Quinn can come back.
Yes, Jonas Quinn can come back.
I wonder, did he know it was happening? Now I need to go and check.
Dude, and think about too how many especially with SG-1, that cast got huge. The people who didn't die that they
it'll be. I just seen somebody say, "Don't woke my StarGate."
Okay, so
StarGate was the original wokeness. Like, can you imagine if in that first scene with Captain Carter at the time, that my reproductive organs are on the inside instead of the outside, they'd be like, fuck this show.
So, real quick while you're looking that up, let's that's another good thing to get into, because Black Pilled, I have a feeling you're on the same line with us as far as this goes. Here's the thing about woke that I want to talk about, and the thing that we don't like, because a lot of YouTubers do what we like to call grifting, or they're not real fans. They just look for the latest thing to bitch about. If there's even a sprinkle of diversity or anything. I also saw this article on Zelda where the person who's playing Princess Zelda is trans. That to me would be woke, because Zelda is a woman, has been canonically, character is written that way, the story is constructed that way, and I don't count that, but that's a topic for another day. Where I think you can have diversity. The issue and the problems we run into is when the race, the sex, the gender, the creed, whatever, is the primary thing that's the character. That's their character trait. There's nothing interesting about them. We don't learn about them as a person. We just learn about them and their background, and that's the whole character's personality. That, to me, is when you destroy a story, because then it's not about telling a good, compelling story that benefits all of the characters that are in the story. You're highlighting, it's not even a personality. You're highlighting a trait of a character. A character's black, so they are going, I've suffered so much because I'm black, and the white people don't understand, and that kind of shit is what bugs me. You could tell stories of racism and things like that in StarGate. They have. literally, you're dealing with alien races. There's been stories of discrimination, of war. That one episode that's my favorite with the planets that are literally going to go and drop nukes on each other. That had the really dark ending because I think they wind up dropping the bomb at the end. Like it was the one episode where they didn't resolve anything.
Oh, the one where oh gosh, where
it was like a Cold War.
Daniel Jackson wakes up in this freaking farmhouse or whatever and is being healed by this guy's wife.
Yeah, and he tries really hard to like broker a peace, but at the end they leave and they wind up just blowing each other up. That like you could do stuff like that, and I think especially with sci-fi, if it's done right, you can talk about these stuff in our modern world. Especially Stargate is the perfect show to do it because it's not set in a distant future where all of these things have been solved. It's always been in our time, like we just discovered a gate to another world, and then it's like, okay, our world is already the way it is, and then we're going to other planets trying to solve their problems. I think this is a perfect show to have some of those issues, and these guys are good writers. You could weave those stories into the narrative without being overbearing and extremely fucking annoying with it. And that's my biggest problem with modern shows. He said, first season has some annoying moments, but they go away quickly. Yep, I agree. And he said, maybe Amazon will release a new DVD Blu-ray. I would love that. I would love that.
I want them, excuse me, not just the OG series. I want all 17 seasons. And if you want to throw it in for good measure, the 2 movies, The Ark of the Covenant and Continuum.
I would definitely, yeah. I would love to see.
We know one person who ain't coming back.
Dude,
I still can't believe that. What was that, like 2-3 years ago when Ball died freaking windsurfing in South Africa?
Oh, yeah. That was.
I can never remember the actor's name.
Yeah, I just call him.
Like Bocce.
We could get officially introduced, yes.
Oh, man. That would be exciting.
Okay, so
so my 2 big questions was he asked the Black Pill asked the one, where's Atlantis? But like, what is going on Destiny? Are they gonna reference it? Are they gonna say it's still out there floating, or they abandon it because they found some way to dial back, like how they used that one planet's geothermal power to dial out in the first place?
I mean, yeah, that would. There's so many things they could go with. I wanted to talk about, because you brought up too. What are your feelings about the woke issue before we move on to other?
I'm unconcerned with it being woke, mostly because, like, even let's say that personally, the writers, Joe and fuck, now I'm having a brain fart. Who's the other one? Brad Wright. Joe and Brad. Right. Even if they've changed a little bit, they seem to be the type of people that they're beholden to what they've done before. They're not going to radically change the way that Stargate Command operates or something like that.
Okay, that brings us to another question, though. You know it's going to happen. As soon as they throw in diversity, which, let's
What
be
do you
fair,
mean? What do you mean by throw in? Because anybody who's already watched the show, or any of the shows, diversity was never the issue in Stargate.
That's what I was going to say, because you already know it seems to be this thing, and this is a thing that I've hate, and most companies deserve it. But as soon as there's any kind of diversity on any show, it just now becomes an issue, and it doesn't matter what we remember the Batman issue. There were a lot of issues with that movie. Having Black Jim Gordon was not one of them.
Nope.
Jeffrey Wright was great.
Jeffrey Wright. Oh man, he might be my favorite character in that whole movie.
Destiny is in between galaxies. They are gone. Only in the far future. Yeah, that's. I mean,
yeah, I know they're doing it the slow way.
I mean, yeah, because wasn't the whole thing was they're he's right, they're like trapped. They would
I have to go back
looking
and rewatch it, yes, but I believe that they didn't have enough power to run the FTL to the next galaxy, so they're flying there at like 0.99999 of the speed of light, and they put themselves into stasis.
Yeah, slow way. Super slow way.
But I mean, how long was it going to take? Because, yeah, we don't know how many galaxies away they are exactly.
I mean,
because
if we're going canonically by our timeline, they've made some progress. It's been 14 years.
Well, I mean, it took 10,000 years for the ancients in their ship leaving Atlantis to get to the midway point, or where exactly was that? Even the midway point, or was that just a random spot where they were putting a gate in between the galaxies? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think I want to say it was only a spot where they were putting. I mean, and the funny part that I always found about that too was that you're dealing with spaceships. So if it was taking that long, man, and the ancients were the most technologically advanced race in the universe, right? They're like pretty much the top.
Yeah, I would agree. There's nobody above them.
So yeah, if it took them that long, then yeah, that Destiny.
Right. So okay, they've been flying for 10,000 years, but everybody on the ship, like ancients, are still humans, even if they're, let's say, living for 200 or 300 years compared to our 100 years. Like, you know, using easy numbers here. They were still all alive in their stasis pods, except for the ones that the Wraith had killed.
Yeah. So yeah, that's true. Man, I'm gonna have to get back into science, bitch.
No, just get back into fiction.
So yeah, that's okay. So what's some other things that we're wondering about here? Okay, so
you tell what's your problem? What do you want them to reference, or maybe not necessarily resolve, but
so here's my thing. If you go back to the original series, for me, there's been very few season or series finals that I like, but the series final, it seemed to wrap up everything that I could conceivably have a question.
Are you talking about SG-1, Atlantis, or Universe? Unending?
Yeah, the ending to me seemed to wrap up everything.
No, the name of the episode is Unending.
But it's yes, that's the irony.
I would agree with you that it tells a self-contained story that you can walk away happy with, knowing that operation still continued. But like they were fighting the Ori in that scenario, like they were the ones shooting the beams at them, and they wrap up the Ori storyline with Arc of Truth.
Yeah, so I mean, everything was wrapped up, whether it is the show or the movie.
The fuck is sonar in space? What? What the hell?
The new Star Trek is
which new Star Trek?
All of the new ones that have come out.
So like everything from STD onward?
Yes.
I can't like why? Oh why? Why would you name it Discovery? Like just pick anything that doesn't start with like the letter D. Anything works that doesn't start with the letter D for a Star Trek show. And
I would argue
it was a fucking STD of Star Trek.
Yes, if they named it appropriately, because that show was an STD and it just fucked everything from yeah. Yeah.
I watched like the first 2 episodes, maybe 3.
Yeah.
Whenever they did we can beam down into this person's apartment, but we cannot beam out. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Black Pill. I'm not even gonna argue with you. I tapped out after Space Jesus. He'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, basically they made the commander like God on the ship. They went so far off the fucking rails. I can't.
You mean the black lady?
Yeah. She is by far the worst character ever created in a series. And I mean, and that's the thing. And Black Pill, you get what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. They made terrible characters, and those writers are untalented hacks. We got the creative team clearly. I mean, with the love that Stargate has, we clearly have brilliant writers. So, you know, at least we don't got to deal with that. But yeah, the Ori are done. So I would say I would be with what you guys were saying. I think the most relevant point to start it at would be picking up the plot point of the two unresolved shows in my mind. The biggest one, or the primary one, I would say I would want to know what Atlantis. That would be where I would want.
Oh yeah, I want to know because they were supposed to do an Atlantis movie to wrap it up, just like they did Continuum and Arc of Truth, and then we never got it. So what the hell are the Wraith doing? What happened to them?
Like, because for me, one of the best, if not like, well, no, I'm gonna stand by my statement. I think the Wraith were the best villains
of all of it.
I would say of all of it, yeah. And the reason why I say that, because I feel like the Wraith did a lot more in such a short time. Like every other, like Stargate, they kind of built out the villains, and over time they took out this person, they did this. But for me, especially for the length that series ran, the Wraith were pretty imposing. Atlantis had a war to be decided. Yeah, I would think that would be that. I think that
and it's going to be bigger than the War of the Five Kings.
And plus, I think you could do now with the new technology really cool designs. They could upgrade big time, because the Wraith was scary with the 90s, 2000s era of jank that we had.
Right, with the face-off style magic.
Oh yeah. Yeah, now with the technology,
Face Off the TV show, not Face Off the movie.
And I think too, I would like it to be, this is going to sound really funny. Even though Stargate does have fantastical elements in it, I think they've always had very grounded stories, but I felt like the end of SG-1, they really always had to up themselves. So it felt like the villains and everything just got like too big, too crazy. I would like to see, like, I think the Wraiths fit perfectly, because I would like to see a more grounded, a more, like, you know what I mean? A more realistic.
I don't know. How do you feel about the Lucian Alliance? I see a lot of hate for them online on Reddit.
Well, that's right.
They're like, I don't understand how you can go from fighting this whole galactic thing against all these system lords.
Black Pill. I'm actually getting him to watch that now. We got to go back to those but we started watching The Expanse on the channel. We were doing watch-alongs for those.
Yeah, and The Expanse isn't today new either.
Yeah, that's the thing too, because
it's like 10 years old, isn't it?
Yeah,
at least when the show started.
When the show started, that was sci-fi. We haven't transitioned to when they got that Amazon money. The last like 3 seasons look amazing.
Oh,
I started you in the sci-fi era. Well, so yeah, when you go through seasons 1 through I think 3 is like sci-fi, and then you go to the last seasons and you're gonna be like, you get whiplash. You're like, what? Everything looks cleaner, the shots look better. So yeah.
Hold on. I need to bring this up so that I can share it. This is sad times. Oh, where's the share button? It's been a while since I've done this. Holy shit.
That is true. But you also have to remember too, the creators and stuff from The Expanse pushed for that budget. That's why they only got like 2-3 seasons. That, in my opinion, they should have gotten more. Go ahead, play it.
No, it's the thing that we just watched. But do you see who it is?
Oh, yes.
Cora Nemec. He shared this when the stream started 2 hours ago, And then 13 minutes ago, I asked him, have you been contacted by any of the producers or writers? And he says he has not.
Oh.
Damn.
Nice.
I got to break. We just broke news right here.
So even Colin Nemec has not.
At least
Michael
not
Shanks
yet.
too. That's right. We can't.
Is he on the X?
We can't have. I think Michael Shanks is on.
Let me look.
Yeah, because so if you guys don't know, my favorite, one of my favorite characters is definitely Dr. Daniel. And as a matter of fact, one of my favorite shows, Burn Notice, I think it was the second season, he played one of my favorite villains, which I didn't even know he could be a villain because he was never a villain. But yeah, it was wild to see Michael Shanks on Burn Notice as like the villain for the last like 3 episodes. He was like the assassin for the company or whatever.
Oh, Shanks was posting about it.
Yes, Burn Notice is one of my favorite shows. Best season final. I love that show to death. It's Bruce Campbell is a legend. He's probably one of my favorite B movie stars of all time.
Didn't post anything original yet.
It looks to me okay. So let's theorize about this because this is interesting. What
are we theorizing about?
So this seems to be an announcement for the fans. Do you think the agents are going to get on the phone and start calling, or do you think they're making a call to the agent? Because this seemed to me to be an announcement to the fans, like, yeah, we're coming back. It's confirmed, because they haven't had a network or a home, so to speak, for this project. So I mean, we're talking like this could be in the sense they're from the looks of it, they're not even in production yet. So that's hilarious. I'm seeing what you're typing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good.
let me take this off screen. You're distracting me.
Sure.
So this sounds like to me that they got the green light because they said Amazon and MGM, so the deal's already worked out. It looks like to me they're not in production yet because none of the OG actors have been called, and I imagine that there's quite a few people they would make the call to right away, and they haven't been contacted. So this is definitely in its early stages. This is probably just for us fans because, for 14 years, if you haven't been on the Reddits and the forums and stuff like that, they've been like, when is it happening? We hear all these things. We haven't gotten anything. So this seemed more to let the fans know, like, yeah, we're making it. It's happening. We got a deal. But it doesn't look like they've locked down any of the actors. So, and I would imagine a lot of these people, they're great actors, but they're very small scale. Most of them have done TV shows or they've done guest spots in other things. They're not like big, like, let's say Hollywood star, like they're not big movie stars. They're more the small screen stars. So, do you think after today, either their phones are ringing off the hook, or do you think you got a lot of agents calling over to, because you got to imagine that they're friends with the writers and the showrunners, like they've had to been keeping in contact for years. Oh yeah, you definitely have to have Amanda Tapping back. There's no question. Like,
she didn't post anything about it.
She needs to like, low-key, I know me and PB have discussed many times. She is one of our favorite.
She hasn't posted anything in over a year.
Dude, so yeah, that'll be interesting. Like, dude, there's just certain people when you make it, there's certain people that have to be.
Who else?
So Michael Shakes, there's nothing. Cormac hasn't heard anything yet. What about Richard Dean Anderson?
I'll get there.
Because that's the main three right there.
Oh, he hasn't been on this account since 2016 when he became the God of War. Or no, hold on. No, he was just on November 6th. That was just a pin comment. But he didn't say anything about it. Wasn't you said you wanted me to look Richard Dean Anderson?
Yep. Also, too, some of these guys post on Instagram as well. That could be another place.
I'm retaining a substantial bit of water. I don't think this one's very active. Oh yeah, this is not active at all.
Yeah, so more than likely you'd probably have to go into like Instagram and look up where, because I noticed too sometimes that certain stars are posting over there because the whole feud with X. Substar stopped.
McKay had to have posted something about it. Pinned comment. Oh, he has not. I'm so surprised.
I am so surprised. Wow.
Daniel Jackson posted something about it. Jonas Quinn posted something about it. So something about being that particular character means that you posted today, I guess. Now this is just on X, like you said. They could have been.
They could have been posting on Instagram and other stuff. So, but yeah, and also too, you have to remember we are just getting this news today. Like me and PB were
but both
literally coming out today.
Michael Shanks and Corin Nemec posted about it the instant that it became news.
Yeah.
I don't know about any of the other actors, but quite obviously they had enough insider information that they knew it was coming that they posted it immediately. I mean, am I to believe that they were just sitting at home and they have their devices set up that anytime a Stargate thing is posted that they're able to see it? I highly doubt that. Like, they had to have talked to someone.
As soon as it came out, that right now there's probably agents, because they all got agents and reps still, because they're in other stuff, are the ones that are still making appearances. But all of them have agents, even if they don't. Like Richard D. Anderson, he still has an agent. His agent will fucking call him and be like, "Hey, you want to make an appearance on Stargate?" Yeah, and Black Pill brought up a good point. He said,
how do I don't know how to operate freaking... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You were reading a comment. Go ahead.
Yeah, he said, especially old ones don't use several social medias. Yeah, so, I mean, there's the good old-fashioned, I miss those days. There's probably phone calls and things that are going out. Plus, here's a fun thing to theorize, okay? And we talked about this, and I'm going off of what they said about this being a on-ramp for new people to come on. Who do you think they're going to get as the new cast? Are they going to go older, younger? Are they going to do people famous in TV? Or are we going to get... Because this is Amazon money. I mean,
the first question is, like, what characters are they looking to bring back, if any? Because with the amount of time that passed, like, they'd be a lot. Old.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. And I think that's the thing too that fans have to realize. A lot of these actors,
you're not going to bring back Colonel Mitchell, and he's still going to be the person leading SG-1 through the gate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there are certain things where it's like, oh, I'd like to see this. Like, well, I'd like to see it be General Mitchell, head of Stargate Command. That'd be sweet as hell. Be like, yeah, I'm going on the mission. I mean, the same way that Hammond went on the mission with Teal'c, and oh man, where did Landry go? He went somewhere.
I can't remember.
No, yeah, I can't remember the episode. You had to go negotiate with Jafar or something like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing too.
What was I going to look for?
Some actors have passed away. Like there's some people we're not going to get. But the main three are still alive and kicking. I mean, that would be so awesome having Kratos. You know, it would make sense to bring him in because he's supposed to be doing the new God of War series. But they haven't said if it was going to be animated or not. If it's animated, they were talking about he's going to do the voice. We can't bring the dead back. The dead people back. Yeah, with that true.
You know, doing these posts on the computer is dangerous because the computer is not set up to fix my issues. Like I spelled announcement wrong? Fuck yeah, I did. Oh, I skipped the other end. Whoops. Post. There we go. We'll see if he answers it. None of the rest of them answered yet. Well, Corn, he answered almost immediately. What guy?
What a guy. Yeah.
He must have been just watching social media stuff.
He's like, I'm back.
It's so exciting.
That would be great.
Like, I don't even necessarily, it could be like a one-off line where like everything's good on Langara. Like that's all we need. I just want the character back.
Dude, that is,
if I remember correctly, for humans, because they're slightly different because of the Nequadria, but for humans, he is the smartest human that is in the show. In any of the shows, he is the smartest one. He learned Ancient in like a month from reading Daniel Jackson's notes.
Oh yeah, dude, I loved him too. We could bring Jack O'Neill as a team leader because of his younger clone. Yeah. I
wonder what that guy looks like now.
And that dude was a fucking very good look-alike. Make him a different actor because of a screw-up caused by Loki. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that could...
I mean, if Disney owned it.
Oh, yeah. You know, Disney would... Oh, God. Thank God.
I mean, they have... You remember the episode in season 9 or 10 when the Gate is pulling multiple SG teams back to our Stargate Command?
Yep.
One of them is Dr. Frasier. And then they have this emotional moment. I was like, that's not your Dr. Frasier. And I can't go back and watch Heroes because I will cry.
Dude, oh man, there's so much.
I mean, it's we're having a baby boy. Whole episode happens. Yeah. Oh, it was actually a girl. Oh, okay. Well, you know, mistakes happen. We named her Janet. Tears. Like, my God.
So, all right. So, what, like, wow. There's just so much going on. So, okay. I was talking about casting. Who would you like as far as actors and actresses? Let's just spitball here. If we could have anybody in there to play part of the new team.
Part of the team?
Part of the team.
Well, I want Glenn Powell. Yep.
So Glenn Powell. Okay, I'm gonna reach for a bit of a odd one because I was just talking about this.
Glenn Powell's a hot ticket item. I feel like that'd be great.
So I would want to go with, and I don't know if I could ever. I don't know if this would be a possibility, but I would want Jeffrey Donovan from Burn Notice.
Jeffrey Donovan from Burn Notice. The main character?
The main character.
Okay.
I would want him as one of the men. I think his snarkiness, like his personality from Burn Notice, how he's kind of snarky, but he's got that thing where he can be serious and be scary when he's serious. I would want him.
Okay, how about this?
I think he would be good, a good kind of like what Richard Dean Anderson was. Like, I think he could pull off that role as like a leader.
So, yeah, Powell's a good choice, team lead. But okay, so we need not necessarily on the team per se, but we need some scientists back at Stargate Command because they always got scientist stuff going on there. How do you feel about Fitzsimmons from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I would, yeah, he would fit.
Gotta have both of them. Gotta have both of them. They work together.
No, I definitely, I would. And when you, not to be stereotypical, but there's always when they cast these roles, to me, the person's got to have that look too that fits it. And you're right, Fitzsimmons is perfect because he's got that nerdy look. Like whoever they cast for these roles, I want to feel like when I look at him, like, oh yeah, he's the science nerd, or like, oh yeah, this dude is the general or the head of the troops. Like, the important part is that the person has to have that, like, whatever it is that fits the position that they're in, because I hate when they get these. He said pass on Fitzsimmons.
What?
Dude, but yeah, I would like him. I think
you said money's no option.
Money's no option, yeah, because we're dealing with Amazon money.
I want Idris Elba.
Oh, dude, Idris Elba. You know how I feel. Idris Elba and everything. And right now, Idris Elba is working. If you don't know, one of my favorite British shows is a show called Luther. Fucking love that show. He's doing a Luther movie. He's doing a second movie. But that's already done. So I mean, and he's not doing any current Hollywood movies yet, dude. I do know he does stuff for Apple though. That's the tricky part when you're talking about these guys, his contracts and everything. Do we want anybody from like Netflix or any people you could think of from like Netflix show that caught you that you would think, or like,
I mean, if we need to cast somebody as a villain, I never remember the actor's name, but the main character from the TV show You.
Oh yeah, Joe Goldberg.
He would make an excellent villain.
Oh yeah, hold on. I know.
Like he could be this generation's. Oh God, now I'm having a brain fart. Oh God, why Mayborn?
Oh.
Unless you want to go full bad guy, then he would have to be this generation Simmons. You remember Simmons, right?
Oh yes, I do.
The guy who played
Penn Badgington or Penn Badgley. Yeah, I think he'd be a great villain, especially that last season of You. He was terrifying in that. Yeah, I definitely, and I know too that he isn't doing anything. What about this is a wish. I know he's doing a show right now that's super popular, and if you guys don't know, I'll be doing reviews of it. I still haven't posted it. It's going to be on my favorite shows of this year, but Dexter himself, Michael C. Hall. I would love to see Michael C. Hall do an episode.
Michael C. Hall. Why can I not picture him?
Dexter.
Oh, okay.
Like, just have him come in.
He seems like he would be a good Simmons too.
You can, yeah. I agree. Yes, I agree with that. I do not want, like, look, I don't want any references to modern day politics. I think it's too.
No, they need to reference modern day politics the same way that they reference it in the show. Like, the president has to exist if it's the military running these operations.
but not be focused on. And that's what I mean.
Yeah, you don't focus on the president. You focus solely on his interaction with this secret part of the military.
Like, you could do it in a way where, like, say, we're having a lot of issues with resources or something, or there's ways to weave it in, because if I remember correctly, in the first seasons of Stargate, we opened the gates for that reason, wasn't it? Like, a lot of the program was started up because of the whole we're traveling to other planets because our resources weren't doing that great. Something to that effect. They did weave that into it, if I remember correctly. I definitely got to start doing a watch of the original run to get caught up. Where I have to do a. Oh my goodness, we should. This is the time, PB. This is the time. We should be doing some watch alongs to get ready for. Because we got a couple months to years.
I don't know if it was in that part of the video or if it was at part of the start of the live stream, but somewhere in there they said that like the conversation for this to happen has been happening for like 18 months. So like, yeah, they've ordered the shows, which means they haven't produced them at all yet. But in my mind, that means that Brad and Joe and Martin at minimum have an entire story to tell, whether you could get it done in one season or if they're like, well, this story is going to take this many years for us to tell. I mean, it's like when you're watching original Stargate, they technically make it through everything that you need to make it through, because the main character being Daniel Jackson, he ascends at the end of season 5. So at the end of season 5, done.
Yeah, that was like the first arc. And Jensen Ackles, yes.
Ooh, he could be the leader of the team.
I would totally actually blackpilled. I am like, now I'm kind of torn because I do like my idea. Like, I would still like Jeffrey Donovan on the team, but yeah, Jensen Ackles as the leader that'd be a good pick.
Okay,
and he works with Amazon.
So people, from what Walter tells us, like it when somebody is on the other side of the gate to put their hand down and open the gate. They like knowing that there's a person there, correct?
Yep.
So how do you feel about Steve Agee to do that role?
I mean,
that's a big hand and a tall man that's sitting in front of the window. But usually when you do that shot upwards, because they're always at the gate looking up at the window, you see him up there.
Oh, yeah.
You feel confident that the Econogoat is there to open the gate.
Yes. I think that's a great choice. That's a bold move, Cotton. I'm trying to think of.
Okay, so Jensen Ackles can be the new Colonel Mitchell or O'Neill or whatever, and then my guy Glenn Powell, he can be the new Major Davis type guy.
Yeah, I mean, because here's the thing: you're building.
You're going to equate characters to the ones that existed before,
and essentially, we're building a whole new team. So, these are people you want to get people who you can have on because, fingers crossed, this runs for a couple of years. So you're going to want people who can be contracted for a couple of years, who are young enough to do whatever position that we want them in for the run. Because that's a big one. You don't want to put anybody in too old, which is why, too, with cameos and things, it's good to have the OG cast as cameos, because a lot of them they aren't spring chickens anymore. I mean, it's been 14 years. We aren't the same as we were when the show first came out. So I get, you're not going to have OG cast members there for years because they're just, and for me, that team storyline is done. So whoever takes over this new team, I want to be consistent and to be able to get them to be in that character, especially if they're good in the role for at least a couple of years or however long the show runs till, which hopefully will have another 350 episodes. I mean, yeah, and if they're going by the 8-episode structure, we should be able to get like
20 episodes. You're doing the 8-episode structure?
I don't want 8 episodes, but knowing Amazon and MGM, the first season is definitely going to be an 8-episode season because they never order more episodes unless they have a hit. Like even Fallout, that was a smash hit. The new season is still only at 8 episodes, and that did fucking colossal numbers.
It's real good. Like if we can get
and it's a great show.
What I like about StarGate is while the overall consequences are galactic, if not universal, right? Like we're talking about massive fucking threats out there. I need the episodes where you get your character development.
That's why I'm saying
where they just go to a planet and they see what's going on there, and then O'Neill's like, "I'm gonna steal this little girl so that they don't turn her into a fucking vegetable."
So, you want to grab this question, PB?
Oh, hold on. I was looking at the old X. We need a leader, a sidekick, a techie, and an alien.
So
okay, well, you got the leader with Jensen Ackles.
Yep. So a sidekick, I go with Jeffrey Donovan from Burn Notice. But then again, he's got a leader personality. I think he could do a sidekick role though, because I seen him in Fargo and he was fucking amazing. So although that would be a lot of you could even do the Supernatural reunion. You could have Jensen Ackles and I always forget the other. You could have
Jared Padalecki.
Yeah, we could have Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki. There you go. You got the sidekick energy. I know Jared Padalecki did a show for Amazon too.
Okay, so the real question is, if we need an alien, is there, besides Teal'c, some Jaffa out there that obviously will have hardly aged, but then you'd also have to find an actor, like all these random Jaffas that showed up through the years, find somebody that was relatively young at the time, yeah, you can give them the old make you look
CGI, makeup, whatever.
Right. I don't know who there is. I mean, are we going to pick up on people that were in the episode Prodigy? What's her name? Haley something? The super smart girl?
Yep.
Are we going to pick up with any of those characters? Because they would be like at the perfect age for doing what O'Neill and Carter were doing at the start of the series.
Oh, he's got a good point. Donovan can be the StarGate command leader. Yeah.
I'm of Texas.
Yeah. Because you still have him there. He's a good, strong presence. And you can have him. He could even go through a gate on an episode or two. Like, Hammond did that once. So, yeah, he could still. Yeah, exactly. That would. Dude, we're on the same level. Awesome.
I don't know. I guess if we're doing all new, I like that choice. But I really want somebody running Stargate Command that was a previous lower rank.
I get what you're saying for continuity's sake, right? Because of the chain of command.
Right. It'll make all of us who are in this position, not new viewers, people who have loved it for fucking, I haven't loved it for 20 years, but it's been on for 20 years. So there's people out there that loved it the entire freaking run. Well, it's almost 30 years now from when it started in 97. Like, my God. Anyway, just having that one little crumb of connected tissue. Because I understand why, like, Universe isn't liked as much as the other two. The other two are almost intertwined with the way they do the crossovers and stuff.
Yep.
Now, there was no show to cross over with Universe, and they do have characters show up now and again, but you don't get that same feeling when they're using the stone.
That you did with that. And I think, and I would say the problem that Universe had was the fact, you are right, there wasn't much connective tissue between the series. A lot of older Stargate fans didn't like Universe. Me personally, it was one of my favorites. I I liked it because at that point I had watched so much Stargate. It was nice to see something that was fresh, but it still had the spirit and, to me, the feel that the
OG you take a team through the gate to solve a problem. Boom.
It still had, it still had the sharp writing. It still had all of the things, but I can understand like what you're saying. What made Stargate and Atlantis work so well, what made them beloved, is because you had those connections still. And then when Atlantis went off to spread out and be a little free birdie, they had done enough to build up that crew that it had its own fan base.
A techie? Need a tech person?
A techie, yeah. We still didn't get to the techie. I agree. They did need better antagonists. I don't even remember the antagonist.
I think they needed time. I think they needed time to build it, because they didn't start off the show by introducing this big protagonist the way that the other two have. So in Children of the Gods, you get introduced to, there's actually the whole thing going on. It wasn't just Ra. It's all of these freaking system lords out here, and this is the big one that we're dealing with because we killed his brother. And then in Atlantis, you get introduced to the Wraith. In Universe, the bad guys at the beginning are the Lucian Alliance, and then we go to a completely other fucking galaxy on the other side of the universe, and we're not dealing with any of the home threats other than how they got the Lucian Alliance there again. But like, being that they're so far away, it's hard to feel like they're a threat compared to those weird-looking blue aliens who were right there shooting at the ship.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't have enough time with them to expand on what was going on with whatever they did with Chloe. Like, they wacky her brain to make her super smart.
Okay, so we had the
techie. I want the chick from Blind Spot. I want Lady Sif to be the techie.
I would totally be cool with that.
Like, tattoo her up a little bit. Like, give her the new generation kind of techie or whatever.
Okay, here's another thing I don't want. One big issue. And this is always a problem that you run into with a techie and with modern writing. Now, I'm not scared because we got old school writers, so I want to believe they're not going to fall in this trap, but I don't want to do that whole meme where they're like, hacking solves everything. You know that meme that they have where they're like,
oh, yeah.
Hacked it, done in 2 seconds. I don't want episodes like that. And so when you get a techie, you've got to have somebody who, I can believe is a techie, but I don't want them to be like, either they solve the whole episode problem or they're on the front lines fighting. Like, if you look at the history of Stargate, like, most of the techies aren't there like shooting at the aliens too. They're being protected while they're doing their little gizmo magic, right? But they're not in the fight. And a lot of times what especially modern television shows and a modern writing, the tech guy will also be in there kicking people's asses and things like that. And it's like, no, you have like 5,000 degrees. When did you become a black belt? Like, I don't want shit like that. So whoever we get, I want to believe that they would not be, up there kicking somebody's ass, because I need them like fixing stuff. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't want my tech guy to be, the
end all be all of solving every problem.
Yeah, because then
like that's what made the dynamic between
everybody had a role and they stuck to that role.
Right, like Colonel Carter said to Jack. Well, I guess she must have been Major Carter at the time. Maybe she was still Captain Carter, but I think she was Major Carter at the time. She's like, you just have a certain way of looking at things.
Yeah, and that was like, for instance, okay, with Richard Dean Anderson, Colonel O'Neill, there were several episodes, right, where I even remember there was an episode where they were like, oh, you got to go do this specific thing. And he just like was looking at the panel and goes, I don't know how to do it. Well, like, that's the kind of dilemmas that I want, because I don't want my military guy who specializes in weapons and is changing the troops. He's not going to have a degree or time to be looking at. So I don't want him solving the problems either. It's like, I liked the shows because, especially in those days with the way they structured the show, everybody had a role. That was their role. They were specific. That's why we have a team. If you have one person who could do 20 things, then that's not a team, because all you have to do is send the one person and they're basically a Swiss Army knife, and it ruins the dynamic of the rest of the show. Everybody's got to be kind of stay in their lane. Yeah, the replicators.
Okay, so you know what this sounded like to me? This sounds like the Borg.
Yeah, the replicators I've always been mixed about. I like their aesthetics, I like their design, but yeah, as a Star Trek fan, I always thought Borg when I thought of
So, synthetic life form with some AI tech, is that like the synths from Alien?
Well, no, because when you get into synths,
because I don't know, I want them to be a little more savage. Like, I want the villains to be like the Yawajas or something, like something along those lines, where they are intelligent, but also the brute force of just one of them is.
Okay, this is a good point. Let's go to, and Black Pill, being that you're involved, thank you, by the way, for being in chat talking with us. We appreciate having you on. It's good to see other fans, because we don't get to nerd out, especially about Stargate, much on this channel.
Not much.
Who would you see? Okay, because they said they're picking up the story, it's a continuation. Who are we thinking for a villain? Because they can't do the.
I mean, the Lucian Alliance is still out there.
So you're going Lucian Alliance?
No, I think that they're going to be able to create some new villain because they're very talented.
He said not like Borgs, more like a new species that involves organical from a replicator type. There we go. Sorry, words.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of species to me that we never dealt with. For me personally, I would like to see like a really exotic thing we haven't seen. Hell, I'll go the opposite direction.
Like a Ferengi?
I'll go the opposite direction, and I love the game Mass Effect, right? I would I would like to see brutes like that, like the what the fuck is that race? That my favorite character.
Like the bad guys from Halo?
No, not the Covenant. Although that would be an interesting one. I would like to see. Yeah, God, I gotta hold up. I'm gonna look up what the fucking race is, because it's been a minute since I played Mass Effect. I know they're making a Mass Effect show, but
they are.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like that could be really good, because you never know. Like, they could base it off of the game and the choices you have to make in the game, but we, as people watching the show, we're not going to be privy to which choices are going to be made, and it's going to be like watching Dispatch.
Yeah, dude. What's that?
He says the Krogans.
Ah, there we go. Yes, Krogans. I would like a race like that, a warrior race that knows how to use technology and that are deceptively smarter than what people think they are, but they're brute force, like they solve everything with violence. And if you don't know the Mass Effect universe, which clearly Black Pill does, you're a national treasure. The Krogans were they reproduced a lot, and they wind up using their forces mainly because of overpopulation. They started going into other galaxies and they started a big. That's like one of the plot points of Mass Effect. They started a big war, and the Solarians came and basically committed genocide because they made them not fertile, so they couldn't reproduce anymore, and they started dying off slowly. And that was the only way to stop them, because as far as battle went, they couldn't beat them, even with all of these alien races united, because there were just too many. So the Solarians had to basically genocide their race to stop them. I would want like a race like that, like a race that's just about war and conquering, and like you like maybe see them like they figure out how to use gates and they come here.
So the real question is, what mythology can we draw on in real life that they're going to use to create these characters? Because that's what they did with every single bad guy in every StarGate show.
Yeah, and Mass Effect show.
The Lucian Alliance was more of a organic thing that was grown, but I'm saying when they introduced the bad guy, like it's based off.
Well, we done Egypt. What we did Egypt, Mesopotamian.
Well, technically, we did all of the ancient Mediterranean because they had the Roman gods, Cronus.
Yep.
So we did those, and then all of the all of the Norse mythology was Asgard stuff.
Japan. Have we
That's
done?
what I'm saying. We got to do something Far East.
Yeah, like you got so many things. If we went to the East, there's
I don't know what stuff you could pick from Aboriginal.
I mean, shit.
I'm sure they got some stuff out there. Like I haven't been introduced to it enough to know all of their myths and legends that go along with the Aboriginal people, but they're definitely out there.
And now here's the thing, too, if we're touching on modern stuff, this would be because, like, if you guys don't know, I hate AI. Someone told me I should write my book in AI generator. I would love to see. Oh, yeah. There we go. God of Japan was a goal. You're right. That's it.
I guess there was an Indian one too, wasn't there?
Yep, there was. I would like to maybe we could do something even from here if we want to make it relevant. I would love to touch on something AI. Maybe we do something Terminator style, right? Gates all function on technology. Like I know they've touched that with the replicators, but I mean, like somehow incorporate AI. You can make that sentient.
Oh, that would be interesting. I was thinking of going a completely different route. And what if we're not fighting like a species where it's all the same? Like the Goa'uld are all the same. They're snakes in your head. The Jaffa are all the same. They're snakes in your belly. The Priors are all the same. They're humans from another galaxy imbued with supernatural abilities, right?
Yep.
What if we did like an X-Men style thing where it's just a
mutation.
Culture, a civilization that's based on mutation?
Oh yeah, that would be cool. How about Adam and Eve? That's a good one. That could make some interesting stories. Go back to maybe a race that we find out created man, and then you could even bring in religion and stuff like that too, in a smart way with that, and open up that discussion.
I mean, let's put it this way: Adam and Eve do exist, but they are ancients.
Yeah, and it still ties into.
Or no, they would be the first people that were created on Earth from the Dakara device. That's what I mean.
Oh.
Like, I still don't 100% know what the Dakar device did to create life in the universe. Did it just create these, like, single-cell organisms, and we evolved from that to this point? Because it seems like if we're going based off of what they did, like, they were humans, and other things existed in their universe, or in their galaxy, or whatever, however long ago it was. Then they created us to look like them, which means that they're supposed to be God.
Adam and Eve created the ancients. Yeah, so then we could still tie it into the original lore.
Oh, you want to go? You're saying they were the ones
that created the ancients, and then they sent the ancients out to find other. Because that's the big thing, right? What's the most interesting thing about space? Hold on, now I'm on a roll. Thank you, Black Pill. What's the big question, right? That we're always trying to answer, even now, even in our time, like take Earth now. We always want to know what's out there. Area 51, all this other stuff. The thing that attracts people to sci-fi is the wonder and what is out there. Where did we come from? Was it an all-powerful being, God? Was it we just sprang forth? I don't like the Big Bang Theory, but let's just spitball it here. We sprang forth from molecules and things like that. I think that's a great thing to bring. Like, you have a character like an Adam and an Eve character, the original creators that sent the ancients out to find other civilizations and hook up these stargates as a way to communicate to other cultures, as a way to talk to all of these other beings. Maybe they were lonely or whatever. They created the ancients and are like, okay, go forth, travel all the way over here. And then when you get back, by the time you get back, we'll have all of these things set up where we could talk to all of these other people. So we're not alone in the galaxy. Maybe they come back and they go away, right? And they come back and they're like, what the fuck happened to man? Like, what's going right? So you have that classic dilemma of our creators come back and they don't like what we've done with the, with Earth, or you can have
you're using fission to blow stuff up instead of make energy. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, like they've been like, we created, like we found all these things and we used it for bombs, or we made weapons and stuff, and they were like, oh no, this was supposed to be like a telephone, like you were supposed to talk, like we were supposed to be the ambassadors for them, and they left us with just enough to get to where we're at, but we've used it in ways they weren't expecting. So now we have our creators come back and be like, we're disappointed. I mean, yeah, that could be an ongoing, like, that's a very intriguing storyline to have. And you can still tie it into the original by saying, oh yeah, these were the guys who created the ancient. So imagine how powerful or how much more they know about the universe than we do. They could even just like show up, or have them, they were out in space doing their own thing and they just finally made their way back to Earth. And they're like, holy shit, what is happening right now?
What did you do to this place?
Yeah, like
that would be a good way to touch on how we're fucking stuff up.
And yeah, and you can still have these different topics tied into the greater universe. I still too would love something with AI as well. I'm a big fan of Terminator. Like, not an exact knockoff, but something where they create an artificial intelligence to run the gates to make it simpler. You know what I mean? Like an AI something connecting everything, and then it just goes rogue. We could have like an Ultron situation where the AI just becomes sentient and starts, and then hey, have that the original OG gate not linked up to it. You know what I mean? But it takes control of everything else. And so they have to go and manually start, disconnecting the different gates they set up over the years. And that you can also have that bring back people too. You know what I mean? So like they have to go back to Atlantis. We can tie that in. They have to find all these other gates that we've set up and things and manually reset them and like gather people to fight this bigger threat. Which would be relevant for all these kids who think that AI is a great thing, because it's not. It's very scary.
Is StarGate available to watch on the Prime?
Oh, yeah, it should be, especially if they're hosting it. I imagine this would be a perfect time to start doing our watch-alongs now. We can do all 350 episodes before they eventually make this by like 2027.
You think?
I mean, yeah, I would guess they made the announcement, but I would guess they're not in production or even pre-production yet.
Oh yeah, they're all playable on the Prime.
I knew it.
All 4 series. You don't have to watch the 4th series. Just watch the 3. Fuck, man. Wow, it's got 4.5 stars for Stargate Universe on here.
I'm telling you, Universe was the most underrated gem.
SG1 is 5 stars, or close to it. I'm just, they're just showing me the actual star. Let's see what Atlantis has.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He said Atlantis only has 4. What?
He said, not over here in Brazil, only in MGM. Not that I'm sponsored.
Get a VPN.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, get a VPN, man. NordVPN, not sponsored. Just saying.
It works.
It does work. Get a VPN and definitely, because oh man, okay. So here's another thing. Do you think they're gonna do that with the new show? Are we thinking it's gonna be Amazon, because they said it's Amazon in conjunction with MGM? So you think they're gonna go, oh, you have to have an MGM subscription? Because on my thing, it doesn't show I need one, but I do have it because I watched. It
doesn't say you need it for it right now. No, if the original post on X, like when you look at the top posts when you search Stargate.
Yeah, let me just
the original post that everybody is referencing is from Prime Video.
Good. Okay, good. So because yeah, I definitely I got MGM, but it's for From and The Institute, which are great shows, by the way. That's going to be my top 10 shows list is going to be so hard to do. We had Reacher this year. Has Been Hotel was great.
Never watched that one.
Oh, it's good. They're self-contained. You can watch both seasons now. They just finished season 2 yesterday because me and the bitchy one were at a friend's house watching the final 2 episodes. But they're singing in it. Oh, that's right. You're not Justin. You and mine.
No,
they're right. There's musical numbers. It's more annoying in the first season. They kind of toned it down in the second season a little bit. And the songs that they got in this season, I will admit, are bangers. One of the songs is like on the actual music charts. It's called Gravity. It's a great fucking song. Actually, let me see if I can look it up. I'll pull something up for you. Although I might I probably get copy struck for it.
Interesting. I didn't know this. Discussing film says a new Stargate series in the works. Martin Giroux, who worked as a writer on all 3 previous live-action Stargate shows. I did not know that. So he must have been like writing dialogue for episodes or something like that. Because I've never, he's not the credited writer at the start of the show when they do the whole cast and then they say written for TV by Joseph Malozzi and Brad Wright.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't know that he was on any of the original shows. That instills even more confidence.
Oh yeah, that's crazy, dude. They got the originals back. All right, so what else do we want to touch on here? We've been going almost 2 hours.
Ooh, Mr. Movie himself sent a tweet about it about an hour ago.
Oh,
Roland Emmerich.
Yeah, the
original writer, or is he the director?
Here's the thing: I love Roland Emmerich too. I think he gets so much undue shit. Like even the newest movie, what was it? Moonfall wasn't a great movie. It was entertaining.
See, now this makes me nervous a little bit that it says Amazon MGM Studio has given a TV series order for Stargate. Oh, it says for Prime Video. Okay, so that seems to make it seem like it's going to be on Prime Video.
So Prime gets the Prime from the sounds of it. Prime definitely has the rights. Yeah, I agree. Moonfall is stupid fun. It's not a bad movie, especially considering the shit I watched this year. Speaking of which, PV, really quick, because just hopping off of the StarGate.
Dude, I made a video about this a long time ago.
We could get your fresh take, because I haven't talked about this. For me, this has been the worst season for movies.
You mean the entire year?
For the entire year, unless
but everything's going to be saved with Avatar.
Okay, so if you guys haven't been on my channel, I'm going to get into a long diatribe here for a second. PB knows how I feel about this because he's been here for years. I fucking hate Avatar. I think it is one of the worst movies that has ever been created. Now, I want to give some backstory before I get a bunch of hate, like, Avatar did this and it revolutionized. Fucking unobtainium. Anyways, I don't like Avatar because, one, I think, A, it's way fucking overhyped. B, I think that, especially if you go back through and look at the first movie, it is one of the stupidest fucking movies. But C, my biggest gripe with Avatar is, as you guys know, I was in the service, and me and my brother went to go see Avatar. And if you don't know, there's a story out there about James Cameron. You look this up. I'm not going to fucking look it up. But basically, he had a fan who was military tried to come up and meet him, and he was a real dickhead. James Cameron in real life is an asshole. And that was one thing that turned me off. But the main reason I don't like the movie is because I feel it's very anti-military, and it doesn't talk about the other factor, especially towards soldiers. It doesn't talk about that a lot of what is done is based on orders, and they make the military, the troops, the commanders very much the bad guy. They're the bad guy of those movies. Even the second fucking movie, they are the antagonists. And don't get me wrong, I like the old guy who's in it. I forget his name. I think he's a great villain in whatever he's in. But I think the concept is stupid. I think a lot of the shit in the world doesn't make sense. And I think that the naming conventions are really fucking dumb. Unobtainium is the stupidest fucking fake resource I've ever heard in my life. At this point, it's a fucking meme. I think, like, graphically, I will give it to James Cameron. As far as 3D work and the way he pioneered that, you can't take it away from the guy. I think in concept, it's interesting, but a lot of it steals shit from better movies. Basically, the first Avatar is Dances with Wolves in space. That's what it is. You have the fucking, military coming in, trying to steal resources. You have the one guy who goes undercover with the other tribe, and then he learns to be one of them, and then he goes against his people. Does it sound familiar? It's a fucking direct ripoff from Dances with Wolves. And I know not very many people have seen that, but if you haven't, it's a great Kevin Costner movie. There's so many elements, and then the ship designs and everything, those are straight from, like, Aliens 2. Like, to me, nothing about the Avatar series is original except for the base idea. And hair sex is really fucking weird. Like, here's another thing. They use their hair for intimacy, right? Where they do the little plug, but they also use that to ride their creatures too. So, like, the mechanics of the world make no fucking sense whatsoever. I cannot stand Avatar at all. I think it's so overrated.
It was cool to watch the movie in the theater in 3D, but that is all it was good for.
Yeah, and it's one of those, it's like when Martin Scorsese said that Marvel was like a theme park ride. I think he meant to say Avatar. Avatar to me is more of a theme park ride because you go there once, you like the experience, but when you get out, you barely, you got to come back to it because you barely remember you've been there, it was fun, and then you're done. It's not, to me, something that lasts. It's not a story that 3 or 4 years from now we're going to be talking about. Take, for instance, the Joker 1, not the new Joker. We'll pretend that never was made. Let's just take Joker 1, right? that is still going to be talked about for years to come because of that story, how it was acted, the impact that it had on people. To me, something like an Avatar or something like that, it doesn't leave that lasting mark or impression. So to answer, do you want to try to say that? Because I have no clue.
Give me a moment. Say what?
Yeah, the name there.
American?
Thank you. You know I'm Kryptonian.
It's supposed to be like American, but American.
American says, what do you think? We were talking about this earlier about how many episodes.
I think that I'm terrified that it's going to be 10 or less. Fucking terrified.
Me personally, I am more with 10 to 13. I think you could tell a good story. I'm one of those crazy people. I really don't want to go back to 22 episodes. I think it's too much.
No, I don't. 20. I want 20.
I still think that's too much.
It's not too much. You need the slower episodes.
You gotta remember with the way that television is now, the people today, they don't have, and especially if you're trying to draw a new crowd, people aren't conditioned like we were. Like growing up,
it depends on how they. Okay, let's say they do 18 episodes, like a little bit of a compromise there, a little more than you want, a little less than I want. 18 episodes, release 3 at a time for 6 weeks.
Pronounced like Humor John. So I'm gonna. All right, so I'm gonna say John. Humor John, and I can work with 20. I mean, okay, as somebody who comes from old school television shows, I watched Smallville, Gossip Girl, Dawson's Creek, Charmed, all that, like Flash, all the Arrowverse stuff, right? Here's my issue with going with so many episodes. Now, I don't think this writing team has that problem, but what you run into is sometimes either you tell a story too quickly or there's not enough, and then they start making shit up to try to extend the length of a story. Now, if you're going to do 20 episodes, then I don't want it to drag out for multiple seasons, because then I think you run into the issue of trying to just make up shit as you go along, and you lose the charm, you lose the momentum that you have. So for me, I fall of the old school HBO style. I would be happy with like 13 episodes, 12 episodes, somewhere in there, because you're talking about like 13 hours of television. And plus, when you go to rewatch it, it's a lot easier than trying to go back to the older shows, because you're talking like any show that was made in the 90s, man. It is so hard to get through, especially when there's only 24 hours in a day, and I write and stuff like it. It's hard for me to go back through to older shows. It'll take me years to finish one show just because there's so much. And yes, Gossip Girl was the shit. I'm not a fan of how they ended it. They should have never fucking told us who Gossip Girl was. But yes, I did not like I didn't like the new Gossip Girl, but I liked the OG one. I thought that was good. Even fillers, yes. Now, that's what I'm saying, Black Pill. This is a very interesting subject to talk about, because SG1 was the only show that every episode didn't feel like it was just arbitrarily there. Like PB was saying, they always, even the bottleneck episodes, they always tied into the main story. It was a little clue, a little something. But I like the storytelling now because it could be concise and we can focus on either the A, B, or A plot instead of having A, B, C, D, and then we're looping it back to what the overall arching theme of it is. It, especially for writing, because I write, it is hard when you're talking about spanning multiple plot lines. Keeping track of 1 or 2 plots are hard as it is, but when you have like 10 different plot lines going on, and then you got to wrap them all up in one season of television, which is probably different than writing a book. I'll give you an example. Right now, the story I'm writing, not to shamelessly promote, but I got about 20 or so pages left. It's called Harbinger. It's going to be a cosmic horror story. This is book one of several books that I'm going to be creating, and it deals with cosmic horror and an alien invasion. I'll have more out in the upcoming days as I get ready to finish it. But my story is an expanding story, and I'm going to have characters from this first book that are going to intersect with the later books and kind of crisscross till we get to
applesauce.
Yeah, it's going to be, every book is going to be connected basically. But when you do that, and what I'm finding difficult, even just writing it and having an unlimited number of pages that I can write down, it's hard because I got to write down notes to keep track so I don't forget plot points that I can bring up later. And that's the hardest thing. Even if you have a team of 200 writers, you have to remember they have to keep track not only of this show, but if they introduce stuff from the original, they've got to remember plot points from like years ago, 14 years ago, right? Like, okay, if we do this, how is it affecting something that we've done? Is it going to contradict something? And especially with shows with established lore, that is going to be really difficult. So you don't want to do something where you're giving yourself a wider margin to fuck up. I think it would be beneficial to keep it short and focused and concise to where you can keep track of everything. Because if you get too expansive, then we run into the problem that we've run into with so many other shows that have these epic, long-spanning universe. And you run into opportunities where you can break canon. So for me personally, I don't see a problem. Now, what I don't want is 8 episodes. I don't think with any show you have enough time with 8 episodes. I mean, it can be done, especially if it's new. But with a show like Stargate, I don't think 8 episodes is a good starting point because they got so much material you can work with.
Here's some straightforward speculation. Whenever the show gets made at the beginning of the series, how long is it going to take for them to show us the Stargate on?
I say,
you think it's going to be immediate? Like the very first thing we're seeing is the side shot kawoosh?
I think I would, yeah. I think one, bring back the original composer and have that original theme song.
Okay.
And then just do like a like pullback and show the, and like even just show like a random team just going in. Like, I think you want to do something where immediately you get the audience going, huh, what's that? That's cool. Where are they going? And then like just start, like, you know what I mean? Something like that. And then just, I say throw people in because especially like take one of my favorite shows that came out recently and I can't wait, Fallout, right? The way that they open that up and immediately you see the like Pip-Boy and everything and you're like, to someone who's new, you open up you're like, what's this? What is that thing? What are they doing? Like, these people are so happy. Everything looks off, but it gets the audience intrigued because they're asking questions about what's going on. And then you slowly introduce them into everything. And it keeps wonder and it keeps intrigue because, especially with today's culture, people within the first, couple, maybe minute or two from when you open your show, they're going to make a decision on whether they're curious enough to watch or whether they just click it off immediately. So you've got to give them something right away that gets them like, what is this? This looks interesting. I mean, I'll give you an example. To one of my favorite shows running right now, I got to watch the new episode. The first 10 minutes of that show, me and Bitchy were watching it, and we were like, okay. You know, kids in the movie theater, whatever else. From the moment he gets in the car with that lady, and then you get the It title screen, and if you guys haven't seen it, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but just watch the first 10 minutes. If you aren't like what the fuck is going on right now? Because it is so wild and so bizarre, and it captures you immediately because you see a little kid, or not little, you know what I mean, 8, 9, 10, whatever they are, they're in school. You see this kid just get fucking murdered, and that's the opening of the show. That's a hook because people are like, to kill a kid, what the fuck is going on? And then you go to the military base and you're like, oh, is the military involved? But no, they're not involved. And then you're flashing to these kids and you're like, well, there's a kid. And then you get to the end of that and that whole scene happens and you're like, because they set it up where you follow these group of kids and you're like, oh, okay, these are going to be the main kids that are going to figure it out. Nope, not at all.
Intriguing.
So, especially with today's, especially I'm gathering, I would hope to get a new younger generation in here, right? And the sad truth is, especially no different than with my daughter, kids have a very TikTok meme, short attention span. They like things quick, right? So if you want to hook the people who are going to be invested and watch this for years, you got to get the audience, you got to hook them right away with the wonderment. You got to get their mind working and go, oh, I got to see the next episode. Like, what's the deal with this gate thing? What was that thing?
Right. New question. What is the wormhole going to look like?
I would say go with the original design because even
the
for
original, not the original.
No. I mean the original.
You're talking about the screaming, twisting, white, smoky clouds.
Yes.
You don't like the blue tube?
I don't know. There's just something. There was just something.
I like the pageantry of the blue tube. What I don't like is the fact that it wanders around, because the way that I understand it, the gates connect directly. Like, here's Earth, here's Abydos, whatever is in between, you pass through that in subspace on your way to the planet. Like, that's why they dropped that frickin', that's how they do the Red Sun episode.
Yep.
They're like, oh, the gate said we weren't supposed to go to this planet. It was throwing up a weird error. But I was like, bah. I'm Samantha Carter. It's just an error. Dial it up, bitches. So then they did. And then they fucked this whole fucking planet. And then the Asgard are like, I don't know how the sun got back to normal.
So here's the thing. I appreciate slow burn. And me and PB have watched a lot of things here that take time or whatever. But here's the thing now that's become tricky. There is so much. There's so many shows. Like, my list for my top 10 shows of this year is going to be a fucking nightmare because honestly, streaming has been way better than anything in the cinema by a mile. It's not even close. The only good things I've seen in the cinema have been horror movies. It's been hard for me to pick out regular movies.
I know you loved Captain America.
Fuck off.
It had Red Hulk.
The movies that have come out have been garbage to passable. But with television, it's a bloodbath out there. There's so much to watch. There's so many good shows that aren't, like, The Institute is amazing. From it, and I hate Lost, but From has been an amazing show. So yes, I like slow burn mystery, but the problem and the thing is that then if you do a slow burn show, it's only going to appeal to people who have patience for that. And what I'm really concerned about and what I really want the show to do is to put up numbers. And even the original SG1 run, the numbers were okay. They weren't doing stellar numbers. The reason why they were able to be renewed for as long as they were because they were on Sci-Fi. And Sci-Fi I have a feeling has a very small scale to what they have to do as far as numbers go, because they're not like especially when they were on cable, they're not considered. They weren't considered part of like ABC or NBC, so they didn't have those kinds of numbers they had to do. And that's the big concern. You want to get enough people, and I mean, it would take a lot of the OG fans. Yep, this man gets it. If you have ever been on my channel, you know I'm a massive John Wick fan and a massive Keanu Reeves fan.
3 was better.
I mean, potato. I love my children equally. He's not a big fan of 4. The blind guy drives him crazy, but PB is very much about the mechanics of things, and I did give him credit. The blind guy, great actor. I love him, but that character was very nonsensical, and the way that his blindness worked was very, very all over the place. But yeah, I love John Wick. I'm gonna do a ranking, so definitely check out because I've been meaning to do it because they're talking about John Wick 5. I thought Ballerina was great. I think Ballerina was very underrated, but and that's probably going to be on my top 10 movie list of this year. So check that out. That's actually, I would actually say Ballerina was better than Jurassic World Afterbirth or any of the superhero movies that came out. I was not a big fan of the new Superman. Neither was PB. To be honest with you, I wasn't
a big fan of it, but I would say that I still liked the movie.
I would say I was highly disappointed. I'd say the actors and stuff were good, but the overall movie, I was not a fan of it. Yeah. Number 4 was too much. You could really see, especially with
them, like, how do we push it to new ridiculous limits?
Yeah, I think look, hands to the fire, comparing John Wick to every franchise. There'd be few. Like, I'm a big Die Hard fan. I would put it on that level for me. It is the best modern action film of all time. Hands down, I don't even think there's anything that comes close to it. Everything that's come out after John Wick has been modeled off of John Wick. Even the best ones. Nobody. I love Bob Odenkirk. I love Nobody and Nobody 2. That's going to be on my top 10 list as well. But that movie...
You got the one with... Loki's friend.
Oh yeah.
The Asian dude. I can't remember his name. Fuck.
Any movie that came after the original John Wick, they were all like, okay, we need old people who have a particular set of skills.
Okay, now is John Wick just the male version of Kill Bill?
I mean, that's a good question because
they're pretty similar.
Because but
I think John Wick has better lore, world building.
But Kill Bill was Quentin Tarantino, and if you guys don't know, I'm a huge Quentin Tarantino fan. He's my favorite director of all time. I don't care. Yes, I know there's a lot of them, and I'm not getting into genres. Just and you can ask PB when he's asked me. Quentin Tarantino. I love Reservoir Dogs, everything, but with that movie, I don't consider the two comparable because even Quentin Tarantino, when he made that movie, it was for the love of old kung fu movies. So it was kind of a satire / a modern telling of like the Kurosaki, like Seven Samurai and things like that. That was kind of his modern take on that genre. So like, you know, the lone samurai comes in and they're by themselves and they're going to get revenge on the people who wronged them.
Oh, that was God, guy. The people in this StarGate show are going to have social media accounts. Don't you think?
I mean, okay, so if we're doing, but where do you think they're going to be? Because we all know the things going on.
I feel like they're going to be on Earth. I feel like it's going to be at Stargate Command.
Even if I was tired after watching JW4, the action scenes went too long. Specifically, the Japanese, there were so many long takes. Oh God, but you
don't think that it's going to be taking place on Earth?
Well, okay, so that's a good one. Getting back to Stargate, modern day technology. How are they going to make that reference jump?
I mean, I feel like
are we saying that the OG
people
show
were not people weren't on X and Facebook the same way. Like Facebook still existed, but they weren't using it in that way 15 years ago.
So, what do we think the look as far as being on Earth? What do you think they're going to go with as far as the aesthetics?
What the fuck? Just FYI, I'm going to need to sit there and put my face on in half an hour.
Which means, folks, just so you know, we're going to have to wrap this shit up soon.
Yep.
And hey, if you guys
what was your question again?
If you guys don't know, Bitchy Unicorn is the beautiful future Mrs. Zod Empress of the world, because I am the Emperor. I mean, it's an important role. We'll say she co-pilots.
Point in the wrong direction.
So, anyways, no, I'm saying, do you think there's going to be a lot more emphasis on those things? Do you think that, let me put it this way. Do you think Earth is going to be more emphasized in this version of Stargate? Like, they never really showed what was happening on Earth. We just knew it took place on Earth during our time, 90s, 2000s.
I don't think it's going to be emphasized, but there is definitely going to be like who's the plane guy who was made the clone of the Asgardian?
Oh,
made the empty clone. You remember that guy?
Yeah, I remember that.
Worked with Samantha Carter, whatever. There's going to be like a version of him. Like there's going to be some tech billionaire that they're connected to where they're like trying to develop stuff on Earth, weapons wise.
Okay, so let me rephrase. How much of the Earth stuff would you like in this show, or do you think it would take away from...
I want no more Earth stuff than what we got in the original series.
I agree with that, especially if you're gonna go with let's just say, because
I mean, I like the one-off stuff and how it ropes it into it. Like my two favorite examples are both in Atlantis, because Atlantis is in the Pegasus galaxy, far, far away. But they have the episode where Colonel Shepard's brother dies and he has to come back for the funeral, and it leads to shenanigans, right?
Yep.
And then in season 5, they have the episode where McKay and Jewel State, what's her character's name? Jennifer, shit. I know her first name's Jennifer. Anyways, they come back and they go to the frickin' science conference that Dave Foley is running.
Oh, yeah.
And Neil deGrasse Tyson is there and Bill Nye is there. Like those types of touches where you have like the one-off episode where we're doing something in regular life.
Yeah.
Where you can reference a real person. Like I thought that episode was spectacular. Like I also love Dave Foley.
Blackfield said, Mr. Sheffield from The Nanny? Yes.
What about him?
That was in reference to what you were talking about when they had the tech billionaire or whatever. Yeah, doing stuff on Earth. That's what they're referencing.
Yep.
I think I agree. It would be fun to have like a bottleneck episode where you kind of get to see. And I especially love so while I'm not a big fan of modern day, I would just love like a Jeff Bezos type character because he's such a fucking clown. Like someone like that, or have like an Amazon, like, how can we deliver to other galaxies?
You want to know another little thing that I'd like to see?
Yeah.
Somebody referencing Wormhole Extreme. Like, it was a show, it only had 3 episodes, and here's the collector's edition.
Oh man, that would be or we could do something like The Office, right? Do like episode with
Ooh,
them.
That's okay. So I'm almost a little afraid, and I didn't say this earlier, but we gotta get it in before we end. That it's not going to be a team going through the gate style show. Like the gate's going to be like ancillary, and it's just going to be like a drama or a political type show. That's what I'm afraid of.
And that's the thing too. I don't want anything like that. Like if you have StarGate, people better be going through
the gate. Like the fucker's got to be turned on like once an episode.
Yeah, you've got to, and I don't want them to do the thing where they go, "Oh, Team Beam's going through the StarGate. Okay, so back to what's going on." Like character,
right? Like you just glance through the room, they're like, "Oh, a team is disembarking from the embarkation room."
Yeah, because those shows have their place. This was always exploration. Like I want there to be the exploration. We're going to different planets. We're solving other planets' problems, or we're.
I want some full on. We are fucking shit up with our Daedalus class ships happening.
And here's
is there going to be a new ship?
Here's the thing we didn't touch on. And
yes.
And less Canadian Force. Yes, I agree. That's great, Blackfield. Okay, so one more thing I wanted to touch on before we go, because I think this is an important thing to reference for anybody who's watched the show, and I want to get your feelings because I'm 50-50, and it's a big debate that happened with New Trek, I like to call it, because it's definitely not like Star Trek of the old. What do you feel about the violence and how far they should go? Are we keeping it in PG-13 just because that's what the original was like and sci-fi had mandates and stuff? Because a lot of traps that these old creators saw, and they were like, oh, well, we were restricted by the network. Now we can show titties every episode and fucking people getting blown up and stuff. Do you think...
To be fair, it started on Showtime.
And we did
titties every episode, but there were titties at the beginning.
This
is how we will hook people.
Yeah, our favorite was the first set. Yeah, Amanda tapping. How you feel about maybe just a shower scene or just putting on your uniform, getting ready? I'm just saying, do one of those shots. So, but no, seriously, there. Let's be real. In Stargate, they couldn't show people like what the effects of being hit with a laser would be like. I think there is a place where, like, if you're getting shot with a gun that's using advanced tech, right? They had little burn marks or whatever, and they're like, ugh. Like, I think that could be updated. But what I don't want is like every episode, someone's getting their head blown off, spines being ripped out.
I don't think that we need that kind of stuff, but it would be nice. I don't need like the level of violence to go up any higher, but like maybe a more realistic effect. Like a lot of people get shot with staff weapons in the first 5 seasons and beyond, really. But like that's when it's concentrated the most. A lot of people shot with staff weapons, and then when you see the bodies there, it just has like the scorch mark on it. There's no like, so I get that some of them were wearing armor and stuff, and now they have that fancy plating that Siler got shot in. Like I get that, but I would think that the technology on the other side would progress. Like I would like to see actual wounds.
And that's and I agree with you too.
But I think that's gonna push it beyond PG-13 then.
Yeah, I think that give them the creativity because it is now Amazon or whatever, and this is catered. We're all adults. You know, you can throw in a couple of F words in there because even in the original show, they wanted to use language there too. And they couldn't because of censors. Even Walking Dead and other properties have had that problem where you have characters who have a filthy mouth and they couldn't use it because of censors. Like, I don't need F-bombs every 5 minutes, but, an occasional fuck or you're being an asshole, stuff like that, maybe telling a dirty joke. Like, it brings that realism. But I don't want it to be, like, hog wild. Like, we're not doing Game of Thrones in space. Like, I don't need that. I don't need a sex scene every episode. Like, maybe a couple gets together, you show a boob shot or something. Like, side ass, something like that.
Side ass.
Yeah, you know how they do those shots where they all show. I remember the most interesting scene I saw on Amazon, and I don't know if you guys have seen Carnival, but it's a show with Orlando Bloom, and like their fairies exist in this world, like literal. They look like humans. They just got giant fairy wings that they hide. And there's a sex scene in it with Orlando Bloom and the fairy lady, and she's hovering with him as they're doing it. Like, don't try to figure out the logistics. You got to watch it, because me telling you, you're never going to figure out the logistics of how that worked. I don't need shit like that. It was very interesting. I was like, oh, that's one way to do it. Or in The Expanse, when they were, remember that one scene we were watching, they were doing it as the gravity was, and they're like,
oh yeah, that was good.
That was creative, and it made sense to the story, because the two of them having sex was, she got blown up, so it was part of the plot. But Stargate, I think you can do what, like you said, show the wounds, like, every now and again someone gets shot, show the blood dripping down and things like that, because it is more of a mature show. If someone says fuck every now and again, throw a fuck in there, or you're being an asshole, stuff like that, like back and forth. You can do those things, and I think that, and we got smart writers. I think that it does take the shackles off, because the truth of it is that show was shackled as far as what they could show, what they couldn't show, because of budget restrictions, obviously, and B,
they need to do some cheaper. They need to do some cheaper episodes so that we can get these sweet space battles. Yeah, how many in SG1 in Atlantis? What we get, like,
it was always the last
real
episode.
Good space battles. You get the one with all the Hataks versus Anubis's giant ship, when he gives them the gem to power it. And then he's just blowing up Hataks with that freaking laser beam. And then you got when they get all the Jaffa and they go to fight the 4 Ori ships that come through the Supergate the first time. That's a hell of a battle.
And that's what I mean. Like, and that's the good thing too. Sometimes they substitute doing more violence, because
when they move Atlantis.
That's what I want to touch on too. And one of my favorite shows on Sci-Fi, besides SG1, if you guys don't know, and it was a show I followed from the second season to the end, was Battlestar Galactica. But that was, to this day, the most expensive sci-fi show ever made. But the ship battles, the biggest ones, they always saved till either the second to the last episode, or the last episode, or the beginning of the season, to kind of cap off what was happening, kind of like Stargate, where they cut it off and then they continued it. Episodes 1 and 2 were just finishing up the last season. Like, so with Amazon, you can do that, but I think they should emphasize, now that they have the budget, more of those big space battles, or even hell, with traveling to different places now, you can show these worlds, because even New Trek does that with their budget, right?
Good old New Trek.
God, you can now show the definitely more. I just seen a recent video of RDA. He looks like when Jack got old really fast.
Oh God.
He has a cane now.
Okay, so then they do an episode where they like visit him in the old folks' home,
or visit him retired. You could play it into that. They need to see him about, like, for advice, like some old enemy resurfaces and they need his advice on how to deal with it. And he could come in and be like, well, back at our team did this. Or it'd be even a good way to have a send-off.
It pretty much comes down to whether or not he's up for it.
Have a send-off episode.
I mean, obviously you got to pay him. I don't know what a decent number is supposed to be for it showing up for an episode, or like it really only needs to be like a scene.
I take it as seeing. But yeah. Oh God, is he really 75? My goodness, we're getting old. Everybody's getting old. All right, so
he's like 46 when SG1 started. That's not young.
I mean, you know, I'm entering my 40s, and I still got good years in me.
Yeah, how long you been out of the military though?
That sure has been like, oh God.
Even if you were a lifer, 20 years, you'd still be out. You'd already be out at this point right now. With how you are right now. He started after that. Faking it, but whatever. It's real to me, damn it. It's the only thing that's real. Like that's one conspiracy theory I can get on board with. The StarGate is real.
He began MacGyver in his 30s. Oh shit, that I didn't know, dude. I thought he was in his 20s. I never knew he was doing MacGyver in his 30s. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's called math.
Dude, it's called he's one of those people who ages like fine wine.
He whines like fine aging.
All right, so thank you everybody. We had to share this spectacular news. I was so glad to get this announcement. This is an early, for me, an early birthday gift. For you, a late birthday gift.
Yep.
So I'm super excited. This is one of the few shows, and I hate to do this because I've had my heart broken, but we have the original writers, so I want to believe, and I'm going to believe that this is going to be epic. We're going to hook a bunch of new people. We got so many people out there, and we've even had Black Pill. Thank you for being here for the stream. Really appreciate having you interact.
And all of the people that watched that didn't say anything, and the couple that did that, I can't remember their names because it's too far up in the chat.
Yeah, I definitely like Cottonmouth Ministries came in. Not a big fan of it.
I'm saying it wrong already. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate you, and everybody else who's watching. Thank you. We had to share this news, and we're super excited. And when the new StarGate comes out, you bet your ass we're going to be covering it here on the channel. We'll probably do episode by episode. Knowing Amazon, they'll probably do a 2-episode thing, or maybe just one. It depends on how many, but I think they'll release the first 2 because that's
Prime. It makes me feel like it'll get released the same way they release The Boys.
Yeah, or Reacher.
Right, similar.
Yeah, and I know for those shows they do at least 2 episodes just to get everybody hooked. So we will be covering every episode.
I'm sure that they have numbers on when they release those 2 episodes, how many views the first episode gets and how many views the second episode gets. And if there's a substantial drop, they're like, oh, fuck.
So everybody out there or anybody who comes across the stream, or God, there were a lot of people on that live stream just doing what we were doing. So hopefully we have all of the people that come together and give some really strong numbers for this show, because I believe this is one of those unique things, and you could tell by the creators just listening to them talk and how thankful they are for having the fan base they do. I feel like they're not going to disappoint us. They very well know, and they respect the audience that has built this great franchise, and I honestly cannot wait. It's definitely something to look forward to for the next couple of years, because let me tell you, it's been bleak in the movie scene. It's been so bleak. I don't even know what movie. Like in December, I'm waiting for a horror movie called Silent Night, Deadly Night, and it's a remake, which I'm fine with because that original movie was that great. And I hear the new one's really good. It's already premiered in film festivals, and it's gotten some good reviews. So, but like, Hollywood is dropping the ball with movies. So I'm so glad to have something to look forward to in the future, even though, once again, it's a streaming show or something like that. So Hollywood, get your shit together. Like, my God, how is television and like these shows just killing Hollywood movies? Like, the movie industry is in the shitter right now. That might be something I'll talk about in late night talks, but everything is bombing. a lot of even bigger movies that they thought were going to be good. Superman, just a little update on that. They got the sequel, but for the myth out there, it did not make its money back yet. Just FYI, and that's pull up any article. It hasn't made its money back yet, even on streaming. As a matter of fact, its straight to stream numbers were just barely beating Fantastic Four. So that movie didn't do as well as everybody's like hyping it up, and I want the new DC to do good. I like James Gunn. I think the future is optimistic for that, but it didn't do well. And a lot of these big blockbusters movies didn't do well. The only one, surprisingly, was Jurassic Park. Fuck that movie. I don't know why. I just... With dinosaurs, people love dinosaurs. And I think that's the thing, too, is people want escapism. So if you like things that are escapism, this show is that. You know, you watch it for an hour, you go to a different planet, you get lost in the myth, and I think that's why these shows, and this show in particular, is very special and is very important to us. And here's to hoping they fucking nail it. So, StarGate, we're excited. Thank you guys for watching. Anything to plug, promote, anything you want to say out there?
No.
All of the gingers of the world.
Congratulations on not having your soul stolen.
I've been seeing a lot more gingers around, so maybe you guys are rising up. Maybe there's going to be a ginger takeover.
Not if Disney has anything to say about it.
Oh no, they're standing tall. They're going to make sure they stamp out all their front lines in the battle against the gingers. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And as always, remember, there is only one rule here in the fandom zone.
StarGate is back, baby!
Yeah! Let's go!